start here. Did you have anything to say? Hey.
I think there was another girl before me that wanted to speak. But what I wanted to say is that as damaging as we know these BLK men in the diaspora be talking about BLK women, there's also BLK women that create panels that are also damaging to BLK women, right? And as BLK women, we also need to hold them accountable, right? Because if we are going to hold the BLK men accountable, in the same breath, the same women that are on these panels talking about, oh, you're a single mother this, or you don't deserve love that, or you're a modern day woman this, all of these certain different things are pandering to these red pill extremist ideologies. And what you see is BLK women are continuously dragged for views, continuously dragged for engagement, and continuously dragged for other people's entertainment. The BLK woman has so many struggles and issues that you can pick and point at, but if the BLK man's already doing it, why is it already ops within our gender? So I just feel as though it's not even a pick me kind of thing. It gets to a point where it's like it's more of a, it's always going to the BLK women in America. That's where the hate is always towards. You never find people making lives about BLK women in Canada, UK, Australia, Europe. It's always the BLK women in America. Baby mama culture, single parenthood, ghetto-ness, this and that, shaking your ass. It's always that same topic. And it gets to a point where it's like, are we going to keep bashing these women knowing that there is historical context to how people have behaved and been conditioned? Or are we going to assist each other and bring each other up? Because, yeah, ma'am, it gets to a point, like, I'm not going to lie, when I was ignorant, I would be like, yeah, girls are so ratchet, this and that. But then I started to think about it. And I'm like, that group is the easiest group to bully. Why? Because they're put literally on the world stage. They're put on the world stage for people to pick apart daily. Literally. The males pick them apart. People that are not even from the America pick them apart. Black women pick them apart in the diaspora. So that's all I gotta say. But I just feel as though even though the BLK man is doing it, the BLK woman is causing as much, if not more, damage. Thank you, host.
All right, all right. I say I agree with some of the things that you said. I do talk about women that do that a lot. I don't believe they're causing more damage, but I do believe that they're causing damage though, for sure. I see it all the time. I don't know what it is. I think that we have to understand that there are a lot of black women that feel devalued because black men have put black women in a position of feeling devalued, not only devalued by them, but also allowing others to publicly devalue us as well, and also devaluing our image in front of the world. And they've done that constantly and consistently and historically and all over. It's not just an American thing. It happens everywhere. And I will say that because of that, there are some black women that would rather, you know, get on their knees and kiss the ring, so to speak, to feel like they can get uplifted in some way. And those are sometimes, I'm not saying that's every black woman that is on the side of bashing other black women like her, but I do believe that happens a lot. And that is not, it's her fault, of course, but it's not there's a causation behind it, and the causation is the black man. So I could never say that we're causing more damage because
Host.
that's not true.
And
Yep.
and I could agree. I could correct myself and say we're not causing more damage, but there's a thing, right, where we as a black woman in the diaspora can hold each other accountable and be like, you know what you did there is not right. How you're acting is not right. But then the hatred and then the pandering to these red pill BLK men, that's where the hatred comes in. So thank you so much for correcting me.
Oh, no problem, no problem. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go down here to Vernell first because Vernell did not get a chance to speak because she was right about to say something and it just, the live got shut. So I want Vernell to be able to speak. I was hoping that she would come back. Go ahead, sis.
Okay, yeah, that was so. I was getting to the topic, so let me even get into it. So this guy like trying to pursue me, and the
You
topic
you
of the
you're breaking up.
conversation that he brought
You're
up, like,
breaking up, Vernell.
oh no.
Yeah, you
Okay,
breaking
can
up
you hear
real
me
bad.
now?
Try
My
to say.
4G to Wi-Fi. Is that better?
Yeah, it sounds like it's better.
Okay. This guy that's trying to pursue me brings up the topic of conversation of how the YT man uses the black woman to bring down the black man. So we kind of had a little exchange about it. I mean, I wasn't surprised because I've heard this rhetoric a million times, right? So one thing about me, I have anxiety and I overthink, and I'm looking down, right? I've heard 1,000 times, even if I'm not on the Kevin Samuels page or YouTube or a TikTok live, these are things that are like red flags and things to pay attention to because I mean, what? So you're going to be intimate with this guy and he's going to be in your house complaining about how black women put men out the home and me having a job and my independence and feminism and me being a gold digger and I heard a guy tell me that women are not religious like they used to be. Like all this stuff are trigger words to that stuff. And y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. You being feminine and supposed to have something for this person to eat when he gets home off of work. But if you want him to pay a bill for you, you're a gold digger and you should do 50-50. Like all of that starts with the Bible and when they start talking that scripture stuff and you being feminine and you being masculine, all of it is manipulation on trying to get you to do things. These guys talking about what kind of wives they want. They don't even desire to be married. All of this is trick to get you to think you can do.
You
Just
you
let them take advantage of you. They're out here,
you're breaking up some still,
huh?
Vernell. Yeah, you might
Oh,
wanna come
okay.
back.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and pass.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. Let me know when you get into a better spot, and then so that you can finish. Okay, so I'm gonna go up here to Sage and then Gabrielle.
Um, to your point, a lot of these men, Vermel, they are just repeating stuff that they heard off of these podcasts. That's pretty much it. Because when you hear them say those things, they did not put any thought behind it. They don't have any thought processes of their own. And most of those guys who get online and talk negatively about black women, a lot of them are very right wing. And I'm just going to leave it at that. They voted for Trump.
Me?
Yeah,
Can you guys hear me?
yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be complaining about you being their piece, and you being their piece means you letting them use your car, and you watching their kids, and you're twisting their hair, and you using your resources to make sure they have something to eat when they get off of work, and you making sure you have cable so that they can watch their basketball games, and there's not going to be any reward. They're going to use the Bible and scriptures in the Bible to tell you how you're supposed to be submissive and how you're supposed to be a helpmate, even though then they're going to talk about building generational wealth and talking about building and the black women is the reason why they put the man out of the home and the
Vermel,
reason
can
why
I
the
say something to you as well, if I'm not interrupting?
Sure, go ahead.
When it comes to the femininity and the masculinity, I do believe in traditional gender roles. So I think that's where most of us would disagree. There is the modern feminist movement where there are a lot of people who have disagreements amongst that movement. But when it comes to femininity and modern femininity, we have disagreements. But what I don't appreciate is when panels are created specifically to be bashing women, right? Panels are made specifically to be attacking women. If you want to get on a live and cuss out and act in a certain way that you're portrayed, obviously there's going to be people going to take away and be like, oh, she's masculine, she's swearing, she's acting like a man, right? But as women, we are not going to like let that affect us, right? I don't know if I'm making sense. I just feel as though it's important to understand that you're not going to please everyone. It's just how you are representing yourself. So I would disagree with the femininity and masculinity point because I do believe in gender roles as I am a traditionalist.
Okay, I'm gonna go to Gabrielle to respond to haters.
Can I ask her a question?
Yeah, just a second. I told Gabrielle I would let
Okay.
her respond
I'm sorry.
hey, no, it's okay because I actually want to respond to her as well. But I'll let Gabrielle do it. I'll give you 2 minutes, Vernell, after Gabrielle. Go ahead, Gabrielle.
Yeah, thank you so much. The whole traditional gender roles thing, I really did just want to respond to that because the men who are talking this way about BW, those are also men who believe in traditional gender roles. So honestly, haters saying that you agree with traditional gender roles, I genuinely don't understand that because in my opinion, you seem to be more ideologically aligned with those men. Like those men who are bashing BW online are the same ones saying BW aren't feminine enough. They're not doing this, that, and the third. And their idea of quote unquote femininity is, being a doormat, endlessly laboring and cooking and cleaning for men and doing all of this stuff while men do whatever they want because that's the so-called masculine thing. So I just don't understand how you reconcile opposing the online abuse that's coming from BM and pretending like that's completely removed from gender roles. Like, honestly, traditional gender roles don't favor women in any capacity, and putting the word traditional in front of it doesn't change it. Like, it's your right to be a traditionalist. So I'm not saying don't be a traditionalist. I'm just saying that objectively speaking, that does make you more ideologically aligned with those men. Like, I'm just telling you that. I really just had to say that because in 2025, it blows my mind that any woman would be defending traditional gender roles, and you literally have these men, BM, and other men, period, saying that women shouldn't work, women shouldn't, have a voice. It's a woman's job to serve her man. That grinds my gears, and it just really ticks me off. So thank you so much, Trigger, for letting me filibuster for a minute.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna go to Vernell. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes, Vernell, and then I'm gonna respond. Go ahead, Vernell.
Okay. So this is my response to Miss Harmony Motivators. She came in and she wanted to say that she is a traditionalist. It just kind of confuses me a little bit because I was saying what I was saying in response to a person that said that the white man uses black women to hold the black man down. And I was expressing how this person could, with this rhetoric, is trying to pursue me and I'm trying to bring him down. So what does that look like for me? Probably someone that will be angry towards me, probably somebody that doesn't believe that I need anything and that is going to be expecting me to please them. And then you come in and say, well, as a traditionalist, I believe this and I believe that. Like, I think that sounds really insane that you came in after I just stated that. But I'm gonna go on mute.
Okay, haters, motivators. I wanted to ask you, are you married right now in a traditional partnership?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so I want to say this, and I like I said, I try not to try to let every black woman speak and stuff like that because we're not a monolith, and we're not all going to agree on everything. But I will say that I just want to let any woman that's listening to this know is that you know I don't believe that anyone that is going to, if you're, I can't speak to other races of women, nor do I care to. But I would say, if you are a black woman, and I don't care where you're at in the world, if you are a black woman, however you identify, black, African, whatever, saying that you ascribe to traditional gender roles is never going to benefit you. It's not. And even a man that would be comfortable with that type of line of thought is not going to be the type of man that you are going to long term be happy with. I really would like to say that I don't like to bring up my marriage, but I do believe that when listening to someone and their advice, or their perspective on something, they have to have some type of education on it, whether it be an actual education that they're experiencing the thing, or they have experienced the thing, or they're either extremely knowledgeable about it through their experiences with other people intimately. But the thing about marriage is oftentimes you are unable to be aware of what's going on unless you are actually the two people that are in it. I say all that to say this. I've been married for 15 years and it will be 16 this year. And I am happily married. And, I can speak for my husband and to say that he is also happily married. And I will say that we have never had any gender role conversations ever, not even on one time, not while dating, not while getting to know each other, not while talking before we even met for the first date, not during the courting period, not after, not even while we've been married, never. I want women to understand that that is not something that I know some people feel like that is oh yes, I'm just letting everyone know that I'm like this feminine woman and I am the woman that should be chosen because I agree with me being in my place as a woman. I just want you to know that if there are men that actually will agree with you, those are probably not men that you're going to be happy with long term. You're not. And my thing is that what is tradition rooted in? Where are you getting the tradition from? Are you getting the tradition from what men have told you? Are you getting tradition from God? Are you getting tradition from the Bible? Like, what is it? Because Vernell mentioned the Bible, and I will say that men oftentimes manipulate the Bible and twist the Bible into saying things. Nobody ever talks about the fact that in the Bible, where men mention and twisted to use submission, that it says that you are supposed to submit to each other. You're supposed to
And
put each other both
and be
first.
the best submitter that you can ever be. And I hope you get
Yeah.
picked.
To respond when I have the floor.
Okay,
Because
okay. So I just wanted to say that thing about the Bible for because people bring that up often. It is not true. Men are twisting it. Men that have only read probably nothing, bits and pieces, they use those things to twist them, which makes people, become very angry when it comes to the what men are doing. And those men probably fornicating and then doing everything under the sun. So their perspective doesn't mean anything. But all I'm saying is that yes, gender roles are not in the Bible, PG 1908. Exactly. So my thing is that I really feel like people have got to understand that when you ascribe to traditionalism, that is like a form of brainwashing because the people that set the traditionalism or the traditional values and the roles of what they perceive a woman to be are men. And they crafted and curated those roles in order to, you think a man is going to create a system where he's not going to benefit from? Do you think he's going to create a system where you're on the top? No. So if you are ascribing to those ideas, they are created to essentially keep you in a subservient position. And why would you ever want to do that? That's all I'm saying. The most respectful men are going to reject those ideologies. I have not met any man that I felt like, was decent that accepts those roles at all. But go ahead, sis. I'll let you go
can I?
ahead.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when I say traditionalism, it pretty much puts a lot of people up in arms, right? My traditionalism literally roots in the Bible. And if you look at the Bible, Proverbs, literally, it's, if you look at my bio, it says Proverbs 31. A woman
Man,
can be
we
an
don't
entrepreneur.
care.
Hold
We
on.
don't
Vernell,
care.
let her speak.
Wait,
Vernell, don't interrupt her.
did I interrupt her?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so even that passage, it says a woman can be an entrepreneur, a woman can be a housewife, a woman can be whatever she wants to be, right? But she is the most powerful when she is in her divine feminine energy. When I say traditionalism, I just mean the old and like what it refers to in the Bible, all right?
What
When
scripture are
I
you talking
say,
about?
pardon?
What scripture are you talking about?
Oh, Proverbs 31. It literally, if you open it right now and we
Okay,
read Proverbs
tell me.
31,
Well, I'm gonna do that. So tell me exactly what scripture you're talking about. Proverbs
Pro-
what?
Proverbs 31, where
31
it,
what? What verse?
it's the whole verse. It's the whole verse. Proverbs 31, verse
You mean
1,
the whole
all the way
book?
through.
You mean the
Yeah,
whole
yeah, yeah, yeah.
chapter?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
the whole
gonna
chapter.
go and I'm going to read like two verses at the top, and then I'll get back with you. But you go ahead and speak. I'll be right back. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead and finish.
So even in the Bible, God does encourage women to be either homemakers, to be women that go out and work, to be entrepreneurs. If you look at it, it's not literally making a woman seem like she's a slave in her own household. What it's doing is empowering her in her femininity. It's empowering her in her grace. It's empowering her into the point where she can do whatever she wants by the grace of God. All right. When it comes to these men and traditional roles, they like to put ideas in women's heads,
Okay,
right?
I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and I have to interject here. I have to. Because what you're doing is you're twisting the Bible, you're misrepresenting the Bible. Proverbs
Oh,
31
ya
does not say
Allah.
anything. Okay, so let me finish. Proverbs 31 says nothing that you said. It says nothing about gender roles. It says nothing about traditionalism. It says nothing about any of those things that you're talking about. And honestly, this is exactly what I'm talking about, which I find to be upsetting to myself as a believer in God, is that a lot of times, a lot of the things that people take offense of with the Bible and with Christianity and with religion and with all of these things are rooted in people that are completely delusional and twist the Bible. Now, I have no idea why, as a woman, you would be a woman and you would want to twist the Bible for and make it a tool of your own oppression. That is weird.
I got it
Like,
wrong. My sister,
yes.
let me correct
Okay,
myself.
no. There's the time for correction is over. I will correct you. Once again, someone that comes, and I already thought, like, and I'll keep it real with y'all. When she first came up and she said, hey, women are doing even more damage to other women, by being pick me's, not acknowledging the problem of the reason why women are pick me's and are yearning for male validation and are willing to throw women under the bus for male validation is rooted in men. And the fact that they constantly feel devalued. I already let that slide. I already was like, oh, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag on the play right there. But I decided to go ahead and give her grace. But if you think that you finna come up here and misrepresent Proverbs on some other stuff to be a pick me and to be a man's doormat, you're crazy. And I really wish that a lot of women would really understand that one of the two things happen when you make yourself like this. One, you maintain being single forever, because a lot of men don't even like women that act like doormats and pick me's and are easily accessible and are willing to do whatever and whenever and however to get them, because a lot of times these men lose interest and become disgusted. That's number one. Number two, or what you will do is attract a man that believes exactly what you're putting out there, that you are less than, that you are not on the same level of him, that you are not equal, that you are supposed to be subservient, that you are supposed to be underneath his boot. And that will make your entire life miserable. You only have two realities when you ascribe to this type of thinking. And I'm not with it. And I would never let anybody come and push that type of rhetoric and brainwashing on a panel that I'm running, period. All I can do is pray for you. You know what I'm saying? Haters are my motivators. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? You will go find, your local church, someplace that actually works and actually listening to the Bible and taking it for what it means and not twisting it. Or maybe you can do your own personal research, but whatever you got going, all I can do is pray for you, but I cannot allow you to spread that rhetoric here because it is very assaulting to my spirit. Have a great day. Be blessed. Hopefully you find what you're looking for. But just a note of sisterly advice. If you ascribe to these gender roles, if you ascribe to believing that you are less than, you will be treated as less than. So if you attract that man that you are desperately seeking, you will be miserable. Once again, because I'm going to say it one more time because I really want people to understand. When you are a pick-me and you believe in pick-me ideology, when you believe that you are less than a man, you are either going to attract the man that believes that and he's going to treat you like that, or you're going to be by yourself because you're going to turn off the men that are actually intelligent. Because any man that is decent, any man that is good, any man that respects women is going to be disgusted by that type of ideology. Period. Period. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time I asked my husband, this was years ago. I said, so we were having a discussion about like leadership and stuff like that. He was like, I never really thought about leadership. I just think that where I'm strong, I got it. And where you strong, you got it. What I need to lead you for? You got your own brain. Like, he didn't say it in a rude way. He was just saying it like, hey, I'm not into any of that. Any man that is cool with any of those things, I promise you, you're not going to be happy. You're not. You're not. And I say this as a person that is married. And like I say, I'm not trying to flex or say anything like that. I'm just trying to say, I know what I'm talking about. For real. Y'all don't know what goes on in my house, but I'll just say I'm extremely happy with the man that views me as a freaking human being. And you set yourself up not to be looked at like that when you think like this. Like, and I can't believe that somebody, you know, and I don't want to make this a religious conversation because everybody don't believe in God. Everybody don't believe in a lot of things. And I don't have no problem with that. I would never push any of my beliefs on anybody. Everybody has a right to believe what they want to believe. That's fine. Because at the end of the day, we'll all find out when we pass. So nobody knows nothing until then, right? You're all going off on faith in your belief. Whether you're an atheist, whether you're agnostic, whether you believe in creationism and everything else. So, but my thing is this, is that what you're not going to do, you know, is manipulate Proverbs, which is a beautiful book in the Bible, if you like the Bible, to make it something nasty and ugly and disgusting and
Triggered.
like yuck. I'm so irritated. Go
Triggered
ahead,
before.
read that. Go
This is
ahead.
me. I just have one thing to say. So she's still here in the comments, but the problem with what she was saying is a lot of these men pull from the Old Testament. They never pull from the New Testament. And if you're still listening to me, hater, I just want to let you know that the Apostle Paul said it's easier to serve the Lord if you stay single. So do with that information what you will.
I wanted to. Oh, I'm
Everybody
sorry, you
acts
guys.
like every single woman has to get married. They act like
And you're totally right about that, Sage. It talks about in the Bible the gift of singleness as well. So my thing is that nobody ever wants to talk about that when people talk about these traditional roles and what a woman's supposed to be and all this other BS. But I just want to respond to Miss Cookie down in the comments. She says, I do think religion and how it's weaponized towards Black women is very important to address. I agree, but I don't be liking to talk about it too much because I don't want to offend nobody. You know, I remember one time I said something and it was this lady that I respected. She DM'd me and told me that she was so offended. So I was just like, I'll try to stay off of those topics. But the lady that was up here, she just blew me. There was nothing that I just had to address it because everything that she was saying was insane. Like, and for me, I don't, and you know what I think is like, there are some people, right, that when they come on panels, they have an agenda, but they may hear the voices of the women speaking and realize that those women's voices are strong. And so that what they will try to do is weasel it in. They'll try to get their point across by weaseling it in with stuff like, oh, yeah, I understand what you're saying. And then they'll kind of give you like a little bit of agreement to what you're saying. And then they'll put in the BS. It's kind of like, what is it people say that salt? They'll put some sugar on top of some, you know what, S word. You know what I'm
Passive
saying? To try to
aggressive.
get you to
It's like a
accept it.
live sandwich. They give you
Yes,
fake
yes,
live
yes,
truth.
yes. And that's exactly what she was on. And I find it's a lot of Black men that usually do that. Y'all know y'all can easily recognize them. Like they'll come on and be like, hey, my sisters. Hey, my Black queens. How y'all doing today? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. And then they'll be like, yeah, so now let's get on why all Black women are nappy headed and single mothers and ignorant and masculine. You know, you be like, whoa, where did this come from, player? You just said, you know what I'm saying? Good grand rising, queen.
interject that she might actually legitimately believe the stuff that those men have told her and the lies that they've said. Because from the way she was talking, she might actually believe it.
She's delusional. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm sorry. That that just built a fire up in my chest, like when she was talking, because it was like anybody that reads the Bible knows that Proverbs is a very beautiful book. And it's just like, baby, you're not about to use that and make that nasty. Like you're not gonna do that, baby. I can't let you do that. You
She's
are no.
dangerous.
Yes,
She is
she is.
dangerous
She
because
is.
I literally just said that the man that's trying to pursue me is already starting up with that Manisfield rhetoric about the Black women holding the man down. Instead of arguing with him and trying to show him that I'm different, he don't need to come to my house. I don't need to be hanging out with him and talking to him on the phone and arguing about the child support and the women putting them out the home. Like, get away from these people. Stop trying to, here you come. Oh, well, I believe in being traditionalist. Really? That's your response to that? Screw being trying to make a dude home cooked meals
Oh, and
that
you know what?
has that mindset.
And you know what, Vernell, I'm sorry. I just had to interject again because, and you know what else I wanted to tell y'all that was a red flag when she was speaking? When she said that, yeah, she used to think that like all the American women was ghetto and ratchet. She was like, yeah. But then she realized that there was a reason for that. And I was thinking to myself, like, what do you mean the reason for being ghetto and ratchet? So you think that black American women are ghetto and ratchet? I actually saw that too, but I was like, maybe she just don't know what she's saying. But now I realized that she knew exactly what she was saying when she
But they
said
talking
all of
about
it.
you too, girl. Everybody don't know that you're from a different
Exactly.
country or whatever. You talking about yourself, trying to separate yourself, and it's never going to work.
Now, you
It's
know
never
what
going to
she's
work.
from? She's from the UK. In the UK, they call them women, the black women, apes there. Like, that's like a regular name they call them. Do you know how many videos
They
I've
don't
seen
like
Call
them
them the
of
over
women
there
from the
UK.
UK talking
either.
about that?
They call them beasts.
Beast. Yes, that's what it is. Beast. Beast.
Yes.
Yes. So it's like, come on now. Like, you don't act like you don't know how it feels to be degraded. But let me go down here and let Rich Auntie speak and then Coach T. Go ahead, Rich Auntie.
Sugar, hey Pamela, how
Hey.
you doing? I'm gonna shift it a little bit, but y'all having a juicy conversation. I was just up here eating my popcorn early in the morning. But should Black women care about online abuse from Black men? I'm gonna look at have y'all to look at it from a different perspective. Just from my journey of being on social media and really tuning in to trying to figure out what's going on with me, what's going on with Black men. When I first initially came on TikTok and I saw the crazy posts about Black women are not accountable for anything, Black women are the reason why the community is the way, I was just shocked. I was shocked. Okay. I was shocked that men actually think this way, and it was in droves. And my algorithm maybe was set to that because I was trying to get some answers. Okay. And so scrolling, you see all these things, and I wanted to jump on some panels. Okay. And I wanted to ask them questions. And let me be 100% honest. The reason why I wanted to ask these questions is because I wanted to feel like every man didn't think like that, or most men don't think like that. Most Black men don't think this way. And what I found out is, yes, they do. These are the things that are not told to us when we're walking in the street side by side or when we're saying hello and hi, because those are niceties. But when you realize that men think this way and you take that information back into your real life, then you'll hear it. You hear it loud and clear, each and every day. You'll also hear the information from women too. But since we're talking about men today, then I think yes, we should listen. And then let's go on further in my journey. Now I'm in a space where, okay, what do I do with this information that I have found? What do I do with it? Do I continue on arguing, or do I do something with this passion and this energy that I feel? What do I find out about women, so on and so forth? And so I chose to say, okay, I'm going to talk more to women. And then I started finding things about women, internalized misogyny, so on and so forth. So I think what it is that really being on these TikTok streets or any social media streets is really understanding that it is a journey, and what you do with the information at the end will either help you or hurt you. If you continue to look for something that is probably not going to be there, then it probably will hurt you. But if you take the information and do something valuable with it, I think it'll help you and others. I think that's it on this journey with, if we really do care, because all of them say the same thing, baby. When we go on these panels now, me as a veteran in these streets, I know exactly what they gonna say, how they gonna say it, what it's gonna look like, so on and so forth. But what I do with that is up to me. So I would encourage everybody to think the same way, and that's all. Thank you
Okay,
for having me
Rich
up, Trigger.
Auntie, I had a
Mhm.
question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what is your like perspective on like when black men hold these panels to like abuse and disrespect black women, do you think that they should be challenged, or do you think that you should just let it fly?
I think it depends on who you're talking to. Some of these men, if you they are not equipped for these conversations. They are not equipped. So if you go up and you know they talking some bullshit, oh, excuse my language, if you know they talking some mess and you know that they're not saying things that are proper, factual, it's not even worth your time because you're triggering yourself. You really are. You're trying to look for somebody to say something different. But if they have facts and knowledge and have an open mind, then why not? Why not? You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Have a dialogue. But my personal thought process is, regardless of the fact, black men to think they way that they do, and it has a lot to do with the history of how we have been thought as people, women. You know what I'm saying? So that is what it is. That's another conversation.
Okay, all right, you guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say this, and I'm only going to say this because my appeal did not get approved for my other TikTok, the one that just got shut down on my main page. So I got a ban until tomorrow at 11. But I want to say this, and the reason why I held this live today, right, is because when I got on, I saw like this live right here from this black man. Y'all can see on the picture, he's glazed up like a turkey ham, Christmas turkey, and talking about black women and all this other stuff. And I went to his page. He clearly looks like he's probably been somebody's bottom bunk, biatch, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? But one of the major things is that yesterday, I was seeing DJ Academics, right? And he was talking about Halle Bailey. And he was like, Halle Bailey was unattractive. She was ugly. Her body was bad. She was built bad. He said that she needed to go ahead and go get a BBL. And he was saying that, yeah, she can't compare to India Love. And he was just very, very aggressive with the way he was talking about Halle Bailey. He was sitting there behind his chair, yelling at his computer screen, looking like he is, one McDouble away from a diabetic episode. And I was flabbergasted. And my thing was this, is that, wow, I really feel like black women are taking this, being a bigger person, not responding to abuse that black men dole out online, to where now these men are living in delusion. Now these men feel like they're actually not that bad, that it's not that serious for them, because I don't believe the collective of black women shame black men, even though they say it. They do not shame black men the way that they shame us. And my thing is that had me very upset, because I was like, there's no way that this man, this grotesque looking scumbucket, DJ Academics, should be running around feeling comfortable like he can say anything about the way a black woman looks. And then this led me down another rabbit hole. And the only reason why I'm saying it again, you guys, for anybody that already heard it, is just because I'm gonna upload this to YouTube. Is that looking at DJ Academics, I feel like what happens is when because DJ Academics has some money, right? So he attracts women that are wanting to get their bills paid. They want to get their bills paid. They want to get their rent paid up for the next 6 months. They want to get their hair, nails done, and all of that stuff. But the thing about it is that it makes me upset sometimes, because I feel like sometimes with black women, I understand that black women want a soft life. They want to be caked on and all of that. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't want black women to be with broke men. I'm not saying that. But I do think that sometimes when black women entertain disgusting, revolting men, just because they have money, it allows these men to live in delusion and truly believe that they are worthy or they are valuable, and makes them feel like they can judge black women or hold them to a standard that they themselves are never held to, even though they should be. So it's like, I feel like sometimes black women, you gotta turn down the bag. All money is not good money. You cannot gas up a man like DJ Academics. I can clearly tell that he has not been told the truth about who he is. Because my thing is that, sir, when you pee, you cannot see your penis. You cannot. You can't see it. You have actually a beard on your neck because of a double chin. You look bloated, like you are full of nothing but freaking Vienna sausages and hot Cheetos, and you know what I'm saying, like Mountain Dew, the green one. That's, which is the worst one. I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? I just can't fathom a man like this feeling comfortable telling a black woman that she needs to go get a cosmetic surgery when he needs to get a full body overhaul. You know, a nasty attitude, a nasty personality, a nasty body, a nasty face. You know what I'm saying? Just everything. And I really do believe that we as black women have let them get away far too long. So me personally, it'll be a lot of black women that tell me, DM me and say, hey, you shouldn't talk about black men no more. We shouldn't care. You know, you're trying to shame black men into caring about us. No, I'm not. I'm not trying to shame black men into caring about us. The black men that will care about us, and the black men that don't won't. And there's nothing that I can say that can change it. But what I won't do is allow somebody to play in black women's face with no consequence, without no pushback. I'm not going to do that, because when you just let them say whatever, you allow them to tell our story for us. Because people then going to take their word for it. Well, they're black. They're black men. Exactly. I believe that they need to be humbled. And I don't believe that black women do enough I believe that they need to be humbled. And I don't believe that black women do enough humbling of black men. Not to mention that, I don't know, a sidebar, if any women know this, when you humble men, they actually respect you. There are some black men that actually get off on being humbled. I can't tell you how many men that I've humbled in my life. Now it's been in the literal hundreds. Do you know that I would say a large majority of them actually like you more when you do that? Honestly and truly. Not that that matters. Not that you want to care about if they like you or not. But I'm just saying that you're not, if you're scared that you're going to, I don't know. I just don't believe in being nice to men. I never have. And I really venture to say that the women that are the least nice to men, they seem to get the most positive results. And I'm not saying that you have to have a man, but I mean, even in interpersonal relationships, you know what I'm saying? It seems like you get the most, positive interactions. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that for me personally, for anybody that watches this live, because a lot of people watch my lives on YouTube, I don't care about what you talking about. I'm always going to roast these knickknacks. Shout out to Supervillain. I'm always going to roast them. All right. I'm always going to do it. I'm always going to talk about them. I'm always going to give them the same energy and return it. There's no way in the world that all of these men that are so unattractive should feel so comfortable as to speak on black women. No, no, no. There's no way somebody like DJ Academics should be comfortable sitting with his full body and full face in the camera telling a black woman like Halle Bailey that is extremely accomplished and beautiful that she needs to go under the knife to be attractive to him. What? When the last time that man saw a treadmill was when somebody put a piece of pizza on it. That's the only time DJ Academics will get on a treadmill, is if somebody put a piece of pizza. It ain't even got to be the box of pizza. Just one piece on there. Honestly, what? Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm ranting. Let me calm down. Let me relax. That just really got me in my feelings. Let me go down here to T, then Simply Caramel, and then Coach T. Go ahead, T Scorpio. Hey, sis.
What's going on? Good afternoon, girl. You already know I'm on board with you. I was listening, like, yes, yes, yes. You already know I abuse men for just to, how I abuse men is the same as I drink my morning coffee. It's just what I do. Look at this. Look at this. Hold on. I gotta go because Mr. Man here just jumped in my conversation. Hold on.
Okay. Okay. All right. We'll come back to T. I'll go down here to Simply Caramel and then Coach T. Go ahead, Simply Caramel.
Hey, Trigger.
Hey.
I definitely was over here I love catching your lives, girl. Even when I'm not catching a live, I'm always keeping up with your YouTube videos and your, clips or whatever, just on the YouTube side. But yes, I mean, all the points have been made. My little 2 cents. I'm the same way. I've learned to not give men grace either. It's one thing about it, and just to answer the prompt too, as far as black women, if we should care about the online abuse, I definitely feel like we shouldn't care to the point where we're internalizing it, in our personal lives. But as far as
I'm sorry. Just 1 second, Simply Caramel. I'm sorry, sis. I just wanted to respond to Don Knox in the comments, who said that baby mama talking about abusing men. She's married, number one, Don Knox. And number two, sir, it looks like, you know what I'm saying, you are one step from getting a prescription for Blue Chew, Viagra, Cialis, whatever it is. So why are you in here concerned with black women? Huh? Take your little old over the hill, you know what I'm saying? Sunny side or sunny shade hills where you supposed to be at on rocking chair and get up out of here. All right? Thank you. All right. So you're the beta boy because you couldn't even come in the panel. I sent you a request, but you too scared. You too much of a, you know what? It rhymes with Badussi, which is what you got. So you couldn't even get in the panel, sir. Look at this.
Right there with the all black right there. Look at his
Oh,
outfit.
okay. He likes to be around hard legs. Now I see you mad at T and you mad at me because you really want to be a woman, so you could really be out here caked up with the fellas. All right, Queen. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Queen. You mad, Queen? All right. You have a great day, Queen, because I'm gonna block you, Queen. I hope you get your knotless braids today. Make sure they put some boho in there too for you. All right. All right. Go ahead, Simply Caramel. Sorry about that.
I love the roast sessions. Like, I literally live for it. Like, but yes, girl. As far as internalizing it, in our personal lives, no. But I definitely feel like acknowledging the abuse, and of course, whenever like I get a chance to hop on a live and debunk whatever it is. But it's just like it does get to a point because it's super repetitive. Like they don't have anything new to say. It's they just regurgitate what they hear on a daily basis from their, just the whole toxic masculinity crap. And it's like any person with an ounce of critical thinking skills would be able to read through the lines and not, care so much about it where you're internalizing it. But because I know that's what I was doing. Like when I was first, new to really getting on TikTok and coming across the lives and stuff like that. Like at first, like I was internalizing. I'd be like, oh my God, being a single mom or, whatever the case may be. Especially when you hear the women, jumping in on it and adding to the abuse and siding with the guys and siding, but just after, just being on it and, TikTok and just, listening to your lives and, just, getting the knowledge where it's just like, hey, like this is internalized misogyny. This is, a lot of these men are suffering, from being anti-black, even a lot of women and pick me's and just, all of that stuff. But yeah, I mean, anytime, any chance that I get, any opportunity I get, I definitely remind, these men, like, you are not it. You're not it. A lot of them be projecting. A lot of them, they are mad, they maybe secretly down low or whatever the case may be. It's so much more. I can definitely have a whole conversation about this all day. But yeah, I definitely feel like, I agree with you. Like we got to start turning up on these men and returning the same energy, stop turning the other cheek, stop trying to be the bigger person all the time. Like, yeah, I mean, I realize a lot of Black women nowadays, we got a lot to lose. A lot of us got degrees, licenses, or, our children, things like that. So, but dealing with these men, it's a lot. It'll mess around and have you in jail because I'm not having no man turning up on me and abusing me, or just trying to play with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll be ready to put hands on somebody. So in real life, and being a registered pew pew owner and all that, like I can't. So it's but yeah, like online, yeah, like definitely returning the same energy and letting these men know, like, yeah, take your ass over there to passport, go ahead to the other countries, whatever the case may be. Like, I don't understand why they don't realize that we don't want them. We're telling them to leave us the F alone. You know what I'm saying? If you don't rock with us like that, then don't rock with us. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to get on here and what I don't know, child. They be just ciphering energy and it's a lot. So but yeah, I appreciate everything that you doing, girl. I'm always, like I said, I just popped up on TikTok. I was like, I wonder if because I still don't be getting no notifications. But it's okay. Girl, I'm here. I'm listening.
All right, all right. I appreciate you, sis. I appreciate you. All right, is T Scorpio? Is she back? You back, sis?
Yeah, I'm back. Just every time I wanna be happy. Here comes my boy. But my niece is here. She getting paid $50 an hour to take care of him. I bet not him for the rest of his life. Any cahoots. Yes, I agree with you 110% that how you actually gotta be a bit assertive and a little bit rude when you're dealing with these men because for some reason they like it. I don't know if it's giving them like if it's nostalgic how they mama treat them or maybe that's just a kink for them. I have no clue. All I know is that they like abusive women. They like mean women because the women they even talk about on these lives every day is like toxic women. They never talk about a healthy minded woman that got her stuff together, that have a good career. They don't talk about those type of women. The only type of women they like talking about all day, every day, it seems like is either mentally ill or toxic women. That's why I say to women, do not engage in these lives when they put up like a prompt like that. Women like thugs and all that other stuff. That's because that's the type of women that they want. They want the type of woman to look at them as a thug, look at them as hard, look at them as a masculine man. And those are the type of women that be dubbing them, and they feel that rejection. That's why they go to the gym, pump iron, to try to look tough, to try to look big and try to look mean because they cannot accept the fact that those type of women have played them and they're attracted to those type of women. They never attracted to the nice girls that will be nice to them and stuff like that. Never. Even when they be talking about that nerd stuff. They don't like nerds in high school. Why are you getting with women that don't like nerds? There's no such thing as a girl nerd. There was no nerds that was girls in your school, right? That was into anime, that was into collecting rocks like you, that had glasses, braces, or whatever the case may be. It was no girl like that, like you in high school that you was attracted to. Now you went for the total opposite. And then you get played, you get embarrassed. Now she's your enemy for life. Now you got to prove a point. You wasted 30 years trying to regain, like pick up your balls and just dropped in high school. That's the part that be killing me with these dudes. I'm sorry, unaliving me with these dudes. Why you're still reminiscing for something that happened in high school? And the reason why I bring that up, because dudes like DJ Academics, Fresh and Fit, you look at all these podcast dudes, a lot of these are average looking men. And you can tell by looking at their pictures when they pull it up when they was younger, they were not getting no play. They were not getting no play ever in life from girls. But now that they're in a position that they can get women, now they want to seek out their revenge back on all the women that played him. Because truth be told, he's very attractive to Hallie. He's very attracted to her, but he's putting her down because he knew if it's not in the seat where he's at, he wouldn't even be in her social circle. He knows if he was an average man without him being on that radio show, he couldn't even lick her dirty feet walking on the pavement. He couldn't even able to get to her. That is why all his attention is to her. He do not think she's ugly. He don't think that she need a BBL, but he's saying that because that's the type of woman that he wants, and she would never give him the time of day. And what makes it worse, she still won't give him the time of day. And that hurts. That hurts, right? Just imagine being a man that never got play. You went to the gym. You became successful. And the woman that is your type that you trying to holler still don't want you. That does a lot to their self-esteem. That's why they love abusing women, especially a beautiful woman. That's why they got these shows and they get I don't know why these women always go on their show. Like, I don't know if they're not looking at it or you couldn't pay me enough to go on that show and get degraded for their self-amusement. Absolutely not. The only person going to be, I would have got kicked off that show because 5 minutes in, you getting roasted. I roast you from the ground up. Absolutely. Absolutely. But you know, I'm built like that. But any cahoots, shit, if you really want to go to the girls that they talking about in high school that dubbed them and made fun of them, I'm them. I'm those girls in high school that was making fun of them. That's how I know for a fact these are the dudes. I'm like, yeah, I used to make fun of these dudes. Dudes be making fun of them, and I be laughing at the jokes. They be cutting on them, cutting up their socks and they off-brand sneakers, and they be looking all wild in high school, smelling like cat pee. Yeah, I be dissing them too. I know that for a fact. That's why these dudes come on the internet, because this is the only place where they can express their alter ego. They can live in their alter ego. This is not who they really are. They just want this attention because they know in a million years they will never get it. That's why I never take offense. They will never get under my skin, because I know a lame when I see one. I know a lame that was a lame in high school. I know a lame that was a lame in college, if they went to college, and a lame walking around in the streets. These dudes be sitting there acting like they tough, joining these gangs and getting slapped up, and they're the errand boys. They're the errand boys. They be going up in these gangs thinking they getting some clout or something, and they getting smacked up, getting sent to the store to go get some cigarettes. I seen it.
All right.
So
It's a sad state, all right?
I'm just telling you, Trigger. I know a lane when I see one, especially when I go on these panels and I go look on the dude profile that's hosting the live. I go, okay, I know what this is. I know exactly kind of dude this is. And it really does disappoint me. And I'm going to end it with this: when women jump up there to challenge these dudes' ideas. Do y'all understand y'all are the target? Do y'all understand that they want women there? And if you ignore them the same way you ignore them in real life, they will lose their marbles. All these dudes you see drifting, going to panels, they're going where the women are at. And if you ignore their live, it wouldn't be no more lives. I'm just saying. And look at Kevin Samuels on Fresh and Fit. They need women on their platforms. Stop going on their platform. That's just my personal opinion. Please stop going on their platforms, because they want to humiliate you to get that back, to get that revenge back. Revenge of the nerves type of shit. Okay, ladies?
I
Sorry for
definitely
cursing.
no, it's okay. I mean, I definitely agree with you. That's why when I see the crazy stuff, I just bring it to my own page, because it's like y'all would never talk to y'all ashies. But yeah, so I definitely agree with that. I never talk to them. I just bring it to my own page. Let me go down here to Coach T, and then Mish.
Hey Trigger, hey ladies. I can't believe they got us like that. They sniped us like that. Wow.
Yeah.
Haters gonna hate. But yeah, to what T was saying, or well, I'll speak to my personal experience about having these conversations with the men online. That's why I say I don't speak to men. I speak about men from the point of view of women. I have a video on my page where I'm talking about men from the point of view of women, and there's a couple men and even some women in the comments mad, like, well, women do this and da 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 da. And I had to very simply, eloquently tell them, when you're on my page, I'm always going to be speaking as a woman who interacts with men and on a romantic level from the point of view of a woman. So if you're coming over here looking for the male's point of view or the perspective, you're not going to get it. Even in my day-to-day walking life, I'm never going to give you a perspective from the point of view of a man, or take into consideration of a man, or give the man the benefit of the doubt. I'm always thinking about myself first. I'm always centering myself when I'm in these interactions with men. And so I had an interesting interaction. I went to a public, you know how people are crying, or men are crying about women aren't friendly, and they don't want to be friendly with them. I like to do these thought or like these social experiments in public, and it was a neutral environment because it was like a third space. It was like a workshop where people were going specifically to socialize. Right. I was the only Black woman there, which I knew would probably be the case. But wherever there are a bunch of Caucasian people, women especially, there will be Black men. Understand that. But you may likely be the only Black woman there. So I went there, and there were, of course, a bunch of our Caucasian cousins, and there were two men from the community there. And one of the guys, we got into like a conversation. We ended up getting into a conversation about like relationships, and well, if you were this and you were in this relationship and did and this and I was just letting him go on and go on and go on, and he's just talking and talking and talking, and I just asked him a simple question. I was like, okay, but why, to T's point, why would you be in a relationship with a woman who's not healthy minded? Like, why would, like, you're going through all of this, you're going on this whole spiel and diatribe about, well, the woman do this and then women be lying and women, but why are you in a relationship with a woman who's not healthy minded? It sounds like you're the problem. And that's what I told him. I said, it sounds like you're the problem. If you have all of these issues in your relationship, romantic relationships with women, I mean, have you started with the man in the mirror? Michael Jackson was onto something with that one. So the men are really, it really is becoming like a KINK, not just with women specifically, but just in general, where people are getting off and they're getting a release by spewing anger at you, and they're using you to an extent as an intimacy toy that they can get their rocks off on and go on about their business and dehumanize you and objectify you and other you. And so be careful with, always gauge your level of interaction with them, especially online and in person. Always gauge, what is a safe space. But the same way that, like I said this on the first live before we got asked, that the same way that they act online is the same way that they act in person. They don't log off and then all of a sudden all of the toxicity just disappears, evaporates out of them. No, they do this in their real everyday waking life, but they get to curate and craft a character that they couldn't in person because everybody knows they're a loser. And this is the danger with women, why I no longer online date or meet people online, because you can pretend to be whoever you want to be online. I can't build a profile on you off of being online. I need to know people who went to elementary school with you. Do you know this man? Was he in the classroom with 6 other kids? Do you know this man? Did his mother send him to school smelling like cat pee with wrinkled clothes on? You have to really get a understanding of who these men are, and a lot of them are lames and losers, and they take out their frustrations with not being able to orgasm on women online and in their everyday waking life. So just be very particular about when, how, and why you engage with them in certain conversations, in certain spaces. Online, let them have their circle jerks. Let them just sit around and jerk each other off, but don't participate.
Does your
I'm sorry. I appreciate everything that you said, T. I don't know if you know how things go here. What your name is, who not, but you don't respond unless somebody gives you the go to speak. If you noticed when you came up here, was somebody here before you? All right. Go ahead, Mish. Go ahead, sis. And I definitely agree with everything that you said, T.
Well, good afternoon, y'all. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, well, good afternoon, and thank you for creating such a space here, Triggered. I've been watching you guys for a little while, all you wonderful ladies, and I thought it was time that I actually stepped up and actually said something instead of just lurking all the time. Um, so I wanted to address the prompt. Should Black women, I mean BW, care about online abuse on BMs? I have a different, slightly different take because I believe yes, we should. And I also believe that because I'm worried about, see, when we leave them alone in their own like spaces, right? And we don't know who they're talking to, and they're allowed to spew this venom and these outright lies about Black women. And I found once I penetrate, join these lives, and just start asking questions, they crumble because nothing that they're saying is based in reality or any facts or any statistics. So, like again, like I said, this is a personal thing that I do when I come across a atrocious a post or someone saying something despicable. I would chime in. because they have to know that they are being watched, that I do see you, I do hear you, and this is absolutely bananas. And I'm going to put my 2 cents in. And then second point that I just wanted to tap in with the other women were speaking on this DJ academics. When I see people like him and other gentlemen, well, should I say gentlemen, but when I see him and other men, it brings me back to high school, honestly, because you're the same dude that I used to side eye. You're the same dude that we used to not, I don't know if we picked on, but we ignored you. You know, I see this as soon as I walk past you and I look in your face and I see you're that same insecure, that same little puppy dog that I remember that couldn't walk the streets with me, basically. So it's like so much cosplay going on. Like I said, I don't encourage women to go and talk to these crazy people because they will be vicious and they will say things that try to hurt your feelings. But I'm a little bit seasoned. I come from a different time and place. I come from the 80s. And I what did I say? It works better for me to address certain vitriol that's out there because I have to think about other little dark skinned girls like myself on this app, looking around, looking at these things, and if they can catch me going in on someone, I that brings me nothing but pleasure. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for letting me speak.
No, no problem, no problem. Appreciate everything that you said. Is it Mish or is it Mish? Could you let me know? Because I don't want to mispronounce your name.
Oh yeah, it's Mish. It's short for Michelle, so it's
Okay,
Mish. Thank you,
okay,
dear.
okay. Short for Michelle Mish. Okay. All right, just to make sure. All right, Mish, I appreciate you. This person here who not sir, I struggle with whether to let you speak. You know what I'm saying? Only because, I did, what I'm saying, look at your picture. You have a middle finger up. You also are using a filter, which is already, as a man, even a young man, that is also a sign of mental instability. I have no idea why a man would be using a beauty filter. Sounds like you're very much into your feminine. So you said that you've been married. How long have you been married to your partner? Huh? How long have you been married
Do
to
you have a
Bubba?
husband?
How long? I have been married for 15 years. How long have you been married to your husband?
Is that are
Now
you the
that's the
best that he
question.
can get,
I've
or
been
did he
married for
settle?
15 years. I already said it. So how long have you been married to your husband? Tell me.
I've been married to my wife, who
To
looks
your
better than
husband?
you,
Oh, to
for
your
four
husband? You've
years.
been married to your husband for how long, you said?
Her name is Neka
His name is
Agumanu.
his name is
She's a
Bubba.
nurse.
His name is Bubba.
I'm a
Oh, I'm
photographer.
sorry. I thought I'm sorry. You thought I cared about what you had to say. I don't. So sorry. I don't care if your wife is a nurse. I don't care if your wife bakes cookies. I don't care if your wife works at Burger King. I don't care if your wife does pedicures. I don't care if your wife builds houses. I don't care if your wife is about to build a rocket to Mars. I don't care if your wife is using bee venom to cure, breast cancer cells. I don't care what your wife has to do. And you want to know why I don't? Because she chose a lame like you that uses beauty filters and uses his middle finger in his profile picture. Huh? Do better. You the last person that should be asking if somebody's married or not. Why should you be asking? We should be asking why your wife married you. But I think the jury is out on whether she was assigned female at birth. Okay? Tell me how long you've been married to your husband. That's all I need to know. But I'm not even gonna give no more of my time talking to you because you're a joke. Go ahead, supervillain. Go ahead, sis.
Hey Trey, hey everyone on the panel. I was here earlier. They tried to shut it down, but as you know, we keep going. So y'all tap the screen. Let's get her to the like she deserves. I don't know if you can hear me too well. Again, my headphones are missing,
Oh,
so I
I'm
have to
sorry.
use
Just
the
one
speaker.
second, supervillain. I just want y'all to know that I blocked the guy who not playing because you know how they do. They'll start reporting after they get roasted. So I just blocked them. Go ahead, supervillain. Sorry about that, sis.
No problem, as you should. And if y'all don't know, that's code for let's have a block party, y'all. Mass block him so he can't get in and infiltrate. Um, I want to say to the prompt, I am kind of with what Mish was saying. I believe this online abuse is very dangerous. A lot of it is accompanied with misinformation about Black women. Not that I could ever care what a nignog could say about me. Again, these are the demographic that does it with monitor lizards and apple pies. However, I am definitely one about correcting misinformation, and they do that a lot of the time. They throw out a lot of negative, untrue narratives around Black women. So I think we definitely need to defend ourselves. Like I said before, we're human beings like everyone else. In every other category, we're supposed to be degenerate. But when it comes to defending ourselves, we're supposed to turn the other cheek. No, we get to defend ourselves because literally we do not have the defense mechanism that other groups of women have, and that's their counterpart in men. So we definitely have to defend ourselves and make sure that we tell the truth. And when I say to tell the truth, not just about ourselves and our experiences, but what they are doing to us actively in the community as well. I think the covering up of their degeneracy also takes part in the negative and bad notations that's associated with Black women. So I feel like we have to stop being the cleanup crew for them and let the truth be revealed when it comes to them. Specifically about the AI, which I said earlier, that's just another tool for them to cosplay us. Like their favorite way to cosplay us was like playing Medea, again, Shanae from Martin, all those women characters that they emulate, which is funny because these are the same women they said are the women from back in the day that they loved and had great marriages. I don't know. These guys are always confusing. They confuse me a lot. But I believe the AI is a dangerous tool they're using. And like I said, if you're a Black woman, half the stuff that's coming out is stuff that Black women wouldn't even say or participate in. Specifically, I see a lot of the gold digging posts with the AI when Black women are some of the most accommodating, hypogamous women on earth. We literally pick up homeless men off the street and felons and give them homes. So these are not the things that Black women are saying, and they're definitely not doing. This AI caricatures they're starting to do are very dangerous. I also want to throw out that it's not just Black men doing that; it is other demographics participating, trying to get into, I guess, Black women politics by pretending to be Black people. So I just wanted to keep that in mind, and I think I'm gonna yield there. Thank you.
All right, super villain. Yes, I did want to mention this and I forgot because I got to mention it because the other live got shut down. But also I do believe the AI is definitely a problem and it will be a problem. I think that once, because right now, if you are very good and knowledgeable about AI, you can tell that it's fake when you see it. Even the ones that are really good when you see it. But once moving forward, they are able to fix that to where you cannot tell. What they will do is they will use fictional things that AI characters are using to make that representative of the Black woman and to say they will use fictional things that AI characters are using to make that representative of the Black woman and to say that that is who we are. And I believe that everyone will be willing to do it. I believe that Black men, of course, they've always sold us out. They'll be willing to do it, but also other races of people as well. And also some Black women too that don't care. And I think that is extremely scary, extremely problematic. And I wish that people would understand that when you devalue a group of people, you make them open to physical violence as well, because when people don't value something, violence is sure to follow. So Black femicide, Black women are already the most unalived race of women in the United States. Things will only increase. And I really believe that in 2 years or less, 2 to 3 years, we will be able to see the exactly what everybody on this panel was talking about is going to come to fruition very, very soon, because the strides in AI are so monumental already. That's exactly why I told my teen daughter that, hey, you need to get in on this AI train in some way, shape, form, or fashion, because that's the only way you're going to be a viable, candidate for anything moving forward. In my opinion, I believe that it's going to change the world as we know it. Just like when, people had the internet, when the internet was changed. Like everybody was looking at the internet, the World Wide Web, like, oh, but now what is it? The internet is everywhere. It has changed the entire fabric of the world. And AI is the next thing that's going to happen and do this. And that's why I told my daughter, I said, get on this at the bottom level, which is this what she's doing. And I said, because she's still a teen, that you will be a bajillionaire. You know what I'm saying? As long as you get in at the ground floor, because when people get in on the ground floor of anything that is about to change, you already know how things work. But yeah, and I just wanted to say something else real quick is that I personally, I find it every time we have conversations where Black women talk about how they feel or how they think or how they're being abused or how they like they're hurt by something that's going on, it's always gonna be an ashy Black man that comes in and tries to throw it off. Like the guy that just came up here that I tore to pieces and sent on his way. Why are you upset because Black women are talking about the online discrimination that they receive from Black men? Why are you asking Black women if they're married? What does that got to do with anything? So I can't be in a situation of being degraded because I ain't got no husband. You know what I'm saying? Or I ain't got a man, or like that doesn't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? And I oftentimes find out when like people like T or me or other women that are married, we say, yeah, we married. Then they got to scramble for something else to say because they just automatically want to say that. It was just how the men in the comments try to call T a baby mama and all of this stuff. And then when I said she married, he got to figure out to scramble what else to say. It's really disgusting and it's just weird all around. But this pushback from people, anytime Black women say that they're in pain, is so like, y'all just don't understand. Like that legit keeps me up at night because what about us that you feel like we are not even deserving of basic human decency? Like I just don't even understand it. But let me go up here to Gabrielle and then Vernell. And then I'll just go back to everybody. Go ahead, Gabrielle.
Yeah, thank you again for letting me up. I really think, when it comes to, like I was saying earlier, online abuse from BM, I definitely think that we as BW should like push back against it. But I don't remember who it was on the panel who mentioned like not doing it on their platforms. Like I just wouldn't, like go into their lives and do it because I really think a lot of them are motivated to, siphon energy from women. And I think if I remember correctly, I think even were you saying, Trigger, that like they like the Fresh and Fits and all of these online abusive BM, like they basically rely on women? Was that you or was that somebody else who said
That was T Scorpio.
Okay,
They need the women to come up on those platforms to abuse on purpose. That's why they deliberately request for women to come up there.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. So I think that we can definitely push back against it. I just would say, like, let's not do it on their platforms because they're monetizing that. Like they talk all of this, mess about women. But at the end of the day, if it weren't for women, they would literally have no platform. Like the audience that they curate and people that tune into them, like they are there for the women. And so, yeah, I definitely agree that we should push back against it. I do think that, I do agree with the person who said that like AI is gonna, definitely have an impact. And I do agree that getting in on the ground level of AI is a good idea. Even as a writer, I have some clients where I have to work with AI. So I definitely do think that it is, gonna be a factor. And I just think, definitely we can definitely push back against, online abuse from BM, but let's do it in a way that's like strategic and, like on a platform like Triggered, like let's come on her platform instead of like going on BM's platforms and letting them siphon energy and clicks and views and, like all that stuff. So I'll just land there for now.
All right. I appreciate you, Gabrielle. Let me say this. Me personally, I'm not going to cap here. I see T Scorpio's comment in the comments about Pop the Balloon. I'm not going to cap to you guys and act like I haven't watched a few episodes of that because I have, because it's like a dumpster fire. But I will say this is that, you could saw off my nipples with a, chainsaw from the Chainsaw Massacre. and then take those nipples and put them in a meat grinder and make nipple sandwiches out of them before I would ever in my life stand amongst an entire group of women holding a balloon, hoping to be chosen by a man, hoping that he does not pop my balloon. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I promise you, somebody could take a fork and take out both of my eyes with it and then put them on a griddle and make sunny side eyeballs with them before I would ever in my life let a man feel like he the prize, and what happens is he got the choice on whether he get with me or not. Absolutely not. But I do watch it sometimes. Oh my goodness. But you know what? I watch it with my teen daughter sometimes. And I don't say her age for, safety purposes because we're online. But I watch it with her and we just laugh at how stupid the women are and how stupid the men are. And all she says is, ew, mom, I would never. And I say, thank goodness I've done a good job as a parent because I hope you would never. But let me go over here to Vernell. I think that was. Well, I think Vernell was next. But her screen is dim, so she might be away from the phone. So I'm gonna go down here to Rich Auntie.
Yeah. I'm just gonna kind of rephrase what I said earlier. I think it would be a great idea to do exactly what Gabrielle said. If you're gonna get into these fools, chests, then you should probably do it on your own space because they are baiting women to come up and do whatever they're doing, whether it's for degradation purposes or for them to make money. Either way, that's the reason why they're doing it. And again look at it from when I first came on TikTok, I was hurt. All this information was new to me. All this new information was new to me about trying to decenter men and what was going on with me and all this kind of stuff. I was hurt. So I went on panels in order to get some answers, whether it was about me or men. But I quickly found out that the reason why I was going on there, to be honest, was because I was looking for men to give me a different answer than most of the men that I heard on the internet. It didn't matter if these men was fine, if they was not cute, whatever, they had pictures, not pictures. I was just looking for a man to say something different. And what I came to the conclusion about was I didn't hear anything different. And once that conclusion was drawn, I could see those things in my real life. Like I think it was T Scorpio said, you can see it. They do the same things in real life. Or either supervillain said it. They act this way in real life. So it is what it is. You take from it what it is, or you internalize it, or you do something with it. And so now where I'm at with it is I can hear it and I know it's just going to sound like a tape recorder. It is what it is. And I'm saying all this to say that new women come on this app every single day in the same position. Coming on, they don't understand what they're going through. They're looking for men to say something different, whatever the case may be. We have to give them grace or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what I try to do because I was in that same predicament. Nobody gave me the information. I came here to find it. But at the same time, once you get to
Okay,
a space,
Rich
uh-huh.
Auntie, I want to ask you a question. So, are you saying that you came online to try to find out like why like black men are not respecting or caring about black women or something like that? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying I didn't know if the problem was me or them. You know what I'm saying? I just came looking for answers. It wasn't necessarily why black men this, or it was just relationships, period. And I started I found some answers by going into lives, whether they were red pill, whether they were feminists, all the things, just listening. And I was like, okay, and so I came to some conclusions. But when it came to talking to men specifically on panels where you are opposition, yeah, they looking for you to come up so they can degrade you, especially if you don't know nothing. So if you go up there, the best thing to do is not to argue with them out of emotion. Come with facts, because facts unalive them way before you arguing with them. That's when they get to cussing you out, being mad, and reporting you though. So where's the balance? So now for me, I would rather be on the side of I'm just gonna talk to women. If I choose to talk to dudes, then I'm gonna call them out on their BS in the conversation, which is typically gaslighting, projecting those things. Because before we even have conversations, a lot of times with men, that's what happens. We get gaslit off the jump. They say stuff we didn't say, so on and so forth. It becomes a chaos. It's chaos. So we can't
Okay.
even have conversations. So that's the things that I really focus on if I'm gonna talk to them. If not, fuck it. I'd rather talk to women.
Okay.
I'd
Okay.
rather talk to
Okay.
women.
All right. Well, I'll say this. This is what I do. I sometimes will lurk and listen to the things that the men say. You know, sometimes I use it for content or whatever. I might call them stupid in the chat or whatever, but I never go up on any men's panel anymore ever
Right.
again because the black men are highly emotionally unregulated and highly unintelligent, which is a
Mm-hmm.
recipe for disaster. So if I ever want to have a conversation about anything that they're saying, I take it straight to my page and my channel. And that way I know I can get out what I need to say and other women can come and give their perspectives. And whether the black women that come agree with me or not, I still let them speak. Because I find that when you are not going to get on your hands and knees and lie to black men about the reality of the type of men that they are as a collective, if you're not going to lie to them and just say, my king, my king, my king, then they're going to be upset. I know back on my other page, because I'm on my backup page now, I was contacted by Tommy Sotomayor, right? Or what is it, Sotomayor, whatever. He sent me a DM and he was like, and it was really him. He said, hey man, I'm really, really trying to get you to come on my show. And then he said, because the way you speak, I think that you and I would have a great debate. I told this nigga, oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't say the N word. I told this man, no. Okay. He sent me an email. He got my business email that I use for my YouTube and sent me an email there. I ignored him. He contacted me later as well. I said, are you crazy? Absolutely not. And the reason why I will not attend a man's platform, now I guess if it was somewhere where it was a black woman hosting it, and I'm talking about the only way I would do this is if we were in person. Because that way, if I'm in person with you and you disrespect me, I know my husband is going to whip your ass. All right. But other than that, I'm not doing it online so that you can disrespect me, call me all type of bees, call me all type of nappy heads and all of this stuff. And I can't say nothing about it. I would never in my life get on a man's platform where he's in charge of whether I speak or express myself. No, no. But yeah, this man he's tried to get me multiple times to go on his platform, and he is crazy because I will never, baby, never. That man has been disrespecting black women for decades. And the fact that he thought that we was gonna have some type of major debate somewhere, he really was smoking. But yeah, I mean, just crazy. Yeah, but let me, I'm just saying that I do believe that we definitely should push back against the crazy things that men say and also stop being so nice to them. Like I said, DJ Academics should definitely know that he is horribly unattractive. And he should know that. You know what I'm saying? And women also got to stop being so thirsty for money, because I don't care if that man can pay your whole rent for 18 years. If you let that man penetrate you for $1, you are a sick, 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 twisted, disgusting woman. And I don't trust you either. Cause at what point do morals come in? Cause that man, ew, ew, ew. But anyway, let me go over here to T, and then I'll let the other lady speak. Go ahead, T.
I was just gonna comment just real quick that the type of women that do sleep with him are women that are mentally ill. You know that. I know that those are not healthy minded women that's making healthy choices, that know that this man is not good. He's not even good enough to even clean your toilets, let alone sleep with him. So it will always be mentally ill women that's looking for a paycheck, that's willing to sleep with him, and that's the only type of women that he will ever get. I'm just throwing that out there, because women like us will not even look at him, not for all the money in the world. And I'm a gold digger, No amount of money this man can offer me to even allow him to kiss my hand. Absolutely not. So, but anywho, like I said, like I said, I like the fact that Supervillain, my girl down there, had brought up how it's the misinformation that I think that's really triggering us to go up on those platforms and challenging them. It's the information. It's not even the fact that they are saying these things. It's the fact that they are spreading on these big platforms. The platforms, we have like 200, 300 people on there, and they're saying stuff that's completely, utterly false and just blatant, just lies, just straight up lies they be telling on their platform. It's so, just like me and Supervillain was talking on the dude. I don't know, Supervillain, if you went to go read the comments, I went back and forth with that dude that was talking about how the woman took his money and then left him, and then we were saying, all the women in the comments did not disappoint. They all said, oh well, he should have chose better. And he was talking about how 97% of men pay alimony. I was like, sir, let me educate you on something real quick. 10% of divorces in this country had concluded and have alimony. 10% of divorces have alimony. The people have alimony. And the reason why I say people, because 3% out of that 10% are men that's receiving alimony from their wives, because women can pay alimony too. It's not gender based. And this dude really believed that 97% come from 100%, taking away 3% equals to 97%. This dude didn't even pass high school math. And I had to stop, and I realized I'm talking to a complete utter moron. I'm not even gonna insult my intelligence by arguing with this man that don't even know math. He don't understand that I said 3% out of 10%. It is not 97%. And I would say, I'm not doing that. Arguing with him is no different from arguing with my niece. That makes me look like a fool. And that's how I want women to actually think for a second. When you're arguing with these men, they're like, think about it in a way like, do I really want to dumb down my intelligence to explain to these dudes that they are wrong, that they are spreading misinformation and they are false? Because the only thing they're going to do is drop you, curse you out, speak over you, because they know they don't got the facts. They know they don't have the right information. They go into Reddit, they go into podcasts, other podcast groups, and getting their information. Men to this day are still saying that all the women are having babies with the 20% of the black men in the community that Kevin Samuels made up. They're still going by that number. And if you use your common sense and think about it, if we all sleeping with the same 20% men, we're all actually related. We're all related. If the same women, think about it, if you're not going to include your grandmother, your aunts, your mother, sleeping with the same 20% men, then we're all, like, listen. I can't even, like I said, even I'm getting dumb thinking about it right now. You cannot rationalize this. You cannot rationalize idiocracy. I'm sorry. It's really, the more I talk to these dudes, it made me realize, like, I am literally wasting my time. So the best thing I would say to counteract that, y'all can either write in the comments, or even if you want to jump on it real quick and just tell the women, ladies, I'm about to go live. Come on my platform. I'm going to give y'all the real information, and then drop. That's the best solution I think women should do. If you are going to go up there and challenge their information, don't challenge them on their platform. Just tell them to follow me. We're going to have a live, and this is where you're going to get the real information right here. Because that's the only thing that's what I'm willing to do. I'm not no longer going on man panels only to collect the women to talk about to bring them the real information on my platform or other women's platform like yours and like Jazzy, other women's platforms that actually can give them the correct statistical data, not just some made up math that they came up with. Yes, and AI is very dangerous. I've seen the AIs that they was doing, and I was like, wow, this is offensive. And especially the one they have the gorilla talking and everything like that. Like, I know some white tea men are behind that. I know white tea people are behind those AIs. I don't think these dudes, not to sound funny, are smart enough to do it. I'll be honest with you. They're not smart enough to do it. I believe that behind them are, like, Asians and AI and white tea men behind it. I don't think it's black men. I'm be honest with you. They're not smart enough. I'm be honest with you. So that's my opinion on that part. And yeah, we got to learn how to stop taking the bait of these pseudo I can't even say it right. What is it? How you say it?
Pseudo intellectuals.
Yes, I was just saying it wrong. I was trying to say it wrong on purpose. Like, it's not even intelligence at all. At all. So with that being said, just like this bozo right here, he's all greased up, oiled up, looking at the mirror, looking at himself, biting his lip. That's not for women. First of all, that's for other men, because he's wearing a do-rag. And look at the way he looking. That's for other men.
This person here, I just want to respond quickly to this person here in the comments, Loner, that says, y'all be on Publix, Navy's, and Shannon's platform. All males who pander are dangerous.
I was gonna get to that too.
Let me tell you something, Loner.
I was gonna get to that too.
I don't be on none of those men's pages. I don't trust not nan man on social media at all that says he cares about black women, because the majority of it is a money grab. And the ones that are actually honest, you will never know, because we don't know them personally. So yeah, no, I'm not on none of those people's platforms. I don't like none of them. So don't even try it. So Loner, wherever you at, you need to go ahead and go back over there, because you got the wrong set of black women up here, because it's not us. So do you got that? Do you understand now? Does that make sense, Loner?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it as in like you were, yeah, I just meant it as in women, right? Women on TikTok who stand for black women. A lot of them are over on those males' platforms,
I don't
right?
trust those women. There are a lot of women that don't rock with them. I would say it's a 50-50 split, in my opinion. I would say 50% of women believe in men like that, and then 50% of women don't. Right now, the panel that you're on is the 50% that do not. None of us rock with them and believe in anything that they say. Let me not speak for everybody, but generally speaking, I think the majority of all the women, especially women that come in my spaces, because I am very adamant and very open. I have 2 videos talking about controversial Shannon and public offender on my page, exposés on them. I don't rock out with them at all. I don't like black male panderers. If you don't believe me, please click on my page. I have a YouTube channel. Just go watch them. Look up there.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much, because when I stood up against those men, I was attacked by black women. Like, when I was like, hey, these men are dangerous, even though they're panders, they're still dangerous to black women. I was attacked by black women. I was outcasted by black women. Black women told me that I need to sit my ass down and shut the fuck up. Like, black women
they attacked me too. They attacked me too.
They told me to sit down and shut up and don't say nothing.
Yeah, I believe you. I totally. I thought you. I'm sorry for the change in energy. I thought you were a man.
No.
Until you started talking, I realized you were a woman. But I thought you were a man.
No, I rock with you. Like, I watch your show, but I'm just saying there's a lot of black women that I got outcasted. Like, they shunned me away for even saying their names.
Yeah.
Like, you say Public's name, they automatically, you're done. Like, you can't even say their names in a way where they're going to look bad.
Wait a minute. We're not going to act like that wasn't your friend before until he said something you did not like.
Oh, you know,
Public was never my friend. When was Public my friend?
Okay,
Public used to talk about me. Public used to talk about my triggered. I wait for my turn. My bad. Public was never my friend. Public used to shame me. He used to talk about my height. He used to talk about my 4C.
Hold on, you guys.
He used to talk about everything about me. I never was friends with Public.
I'm gonna have to let you. Hold on, I have to meet
you. My bad, triggered. That was my fault. My bad.
Oh no, it's all right. It's all right. I just because I don't know. I've never seen this owner person before, so I'm unaware of y'all conversation. If you don't mind, Coach T and Kels, I'm gonna let Supervillain speak to Loner first, and then I'll get to Kels, and then Coach T, I'll have you be last if you don't mind, just because.
Oh no, that's fine. I'm here listening. I'm working too, so that's fine.
Okay, all right. So
actually, no, I need y'all both to cash out me $50.
Okay. All right, let me go over here, Supervillain. Uh,
My bad. It was my understanding that this person was once uh, a follower of public, which a lot of women were. So it's not a crime. I'm just saying, what often
I,
happens is
yeah.
like me, like we've had this conversation before, Trig. A lot of the women, and it's not a dig to you, Lerner. This is just in general, are big fans of these male creators until they say something y'all don't like. And the energy that the women use to mule and build platforms, what they do is go on to the next male creator. They don't come over to spaces like Trick Spaces where we say the same exact stuff. And she's a perfect example of a beautiful black woman. So it was my misunderstanding. I will never take away from your experience. From what I saw, what I thought, that was your friend
So,
until he did something you did not like. So
okay,
I'm a,
so yeah,
I'm gonna stop
so let
there.
me clarify something. Public has had numerous panels about me, talking about me. I never, ever, I never even really support black men. I support black women. I tell black women that these male panders are dangerous to the black community. When I was telling black women that black men who are panders are like YT saviors of the black community, they told me to shut the fuck up and sit down and
or
stay in
try
my
try not
place.
to use the cuss words,
I'm
sis.
I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. But I'm just saying, I have always said this. I have said that these black men who pander to women and cape for black women, they are taking away from black women, because black women will say the same exact thing that Publix do, that Shannon's do, right? That Navi's do. They say the same exact thing, and everybody will shun and hate them for it. But as soon as a black man say it, they praise him, they reward him, they gift him, right? They monetize him, right? So when I said something, and I was one of the first to say something, they shunned me until everybody really started opening their eyes, like, oh, okay, like, you know what, they are dangerous, because what they do is they triangulate women. They pin women against each other. They say this is the good woman and this is the bad woman, right? And they pin y'all against each other instead of actually trying to get y'all to come together. So I have always said this, always.
Okay, Loner. I'll just say, like I understand what you're saying, you know what I'm saying? The only thing that I take, I want to say I take offense to it or anything like that, because I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I've ever talked to you on a panel before, but I just want to say that there are, a lot of black women that actually are very discerning. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I first started seeing Public around, he followed me. I never followed him back. I just thought it was something about him that gave disingenuous. I don't know. He looks like a scarecrow to me. And I just, the whole painting of the nails and all of that other stuff is just not to really be funny about anybody, but I'm just saying the whole fingernail painting and everything that he does, it just seems very performative to push forth a type of persona that he wants people to believe that he is about. But yeah, and then the other guy, I don't know who Navi is that you mentioned, never heard of him, but that's probably because any black male creators that do this, I just block or hit not interested. But I would say also with Shannon, controversial Shannon, you know what I'm saying, him, and the fact that that puff ball, I don't know if he still has it, but that puff ball that he had on the top of his head is just no way in the world I am trusting a black man that doesn't groom himself. I'm not talking about the texture of his hair, because I have 4C hair, so I don't want anybody to think that's what I mean. He just looks dusty and unkempt, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not listening to no man that was probably lame in school, and the only reason why he is getting any type of female attention is because of the fact that he is pandering to them. He's very weird. There are plenty of black women that saw what these men were for from the very beginning. It's just a lot of us weren't listened to. I know I tried to talk about him. I got called everything but a child of God. I tried to, from a lot of black women, it was disappointing. I tried to do the same with public offender. It was a lot more black women that went at me for him. I was flabbergasted. I
Me
think
too.
also, and it's even been black women that are creators that clearly pander to black women and tell them crazy things that they're not living by. And since we're calling out people, so I can be on record as saying this, I said Princella. Now, a broken clock is right twice a day, right? So just because this lady says a couple things that make sense, just because a woman says something, a broken clock is right twice a day, right? So just because somebody says something that's accurate for a couple things does not mean that that's the type of person that you need to listen to. I think that lady is mentally disturbed. I don't understand how anybody can actually think the things that she says make sense. You got somebody that says that, hey, you know what I'm saying, Sandra Bland, that got what she deserved and she should have been respecting authority. That should have been when people said, hey, you know what, this lady is not a friend to black women, because why would she say something like that? Not to mention all of those videos that she had on the late night sucking on fruits and licking on peaches and acting like she was not a grown woman. Very disturbing, very weird, wearing freaking Playboy robes and acting a doggone fool. The fact that anybody took her seriously after that. The fact that she talks about how men are so terrible, men cannot be trusted, men cannot show emotions, men are biologically horrible, but yet trust your daughter to be sent with their daddy. I don't understand that, because I thought you just said that all men can't be trusted. Also, to morph into a man, trying to put on the masculine air. I don't care what y'all say. That's what she's doing. The way she's presenting herself, that's clearly what it is. Why are you trying to live in the energy of the people that you say are worth nothing, that cannot be trusted? It doesn't make any sense to me. Pure delusion. But once again, it's a lot of black women that have cussed me out about that lady as well. So I think that a lot of times when people just have a fave, they're not willing to think critically about them at all. I don't even think it's anything personal. I just think that when somebody likes somebody, they refuse to think critically. Because if you think critically about any of the things that Prince Ellis says, you actually really think about it, and you take out your experiences with men about it. You take out how you feel about men. You take about what's happened to you or your girls, and you actually listen to what she says logically. Half the she say don't make no type of logical sense. But I digress off of that. I need to go forward. And because the other lady that was supposed to speak, she dropped, and I'm so sad that she left. I don't know if you still in here, Kels, but I will let you speak for 5 minutes uninterrupted, even 10 if you want. I'm so sorry that I made you wait, because Loner came up, she started talking, and Super Villain started talking, and then you know what I'm saying, they you didn't end up getting to speak. So if you're still here, I want you to know I respect you and I respect your time. And I'm so sorry that you didn't get a chance to speak. If you're still here, you probably mad at me. You probably left and said effort. But if you didn't, I'm so sorry. And if you would like to speak, I will stop anybody from speaking and let you speak right away. Just send me a you know what I'm saying? Carmel Mermaid, I get what you're saying, but there's something that is not on upstairs. The lights aren't on up there. But like I said, if people didn't see all of those videos of what she was doing and that didn't make you say no, then there's nothing I can do to convince anybody to not be on her side. If you can watch a grown woman with a child get on and cut on 112 Sweet Love and a whole bunch of love making songs and make love to fruit and act like she's doing oral things to him, I don't know what to tell you. I don't. I don't know. If you can hear a woman talk about another black woman who claims to be on black women's side, talk about Sandra Bland, I don't know what to say. If you can hear a black woman say, my message ain't just for black women, but you think that she's all about you, I don't know what to tell you, because I would never in my life have any type of live and tell black women that my message isn't for them. It's also for white tea women. What? What? Ew, 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 ew. No, my message is not for them. It's for us and us alone, for us, by us. FUBU type of time. That's all I have to say. But I'm not here to argue about Princella, because what's understood don't need to be explained. Anybody that understands me will understand. Anybody that don't won't. And there's nothing that I can do about it. Yeah. Um, Let me go over here to John Paul. I added you while I was talking. I wasn't paying attention. What did you have to say?
I think nothing hurts me more than to see women try to convince other women to hate black men.
Oh,
And
okay. All right. I got you. You know what? Nothing hurts me more than to see an ashy man like you in my profile, in my box, talking nonsense. Do you read the room? Do you really think that anybody wants to hear anything that you have to say? Well,
you got
nothing
too
hurts me
much
more.
mouth. I
Nothing
don't know how
hurts me more. Stop it. Don't say another word.
you're horrible,
All right.
man.
Let me
I
drop you.
swear,
Let
your
me
mouth
drop
is
you. Have a
horrible.
great day,
Why
Ashy. Bye
y'all looking
bye,
at
John
that?
Paul. John Paul Deep. Nothing hurts me worse than a man that came up here with a name that sounds like he got it out of an X flick. Okay, you sound like a corn star, John Paul Deep. Nothing hurts me worse than to hear a black man that feels like his word is his law. Like everybody gonna stop and listen to you. Who the heck are you? What have you done? Why does anybody have to listen to you? And what would make you feel like somebody is hating black men? And that's the thing that I was just talking about. When black women express any type of pain, any type of displeasure about the things that black men are doing to them, you automatically look at it as hate. Why is that hate? That lets me know you don't care about black women at all. And I'm going to say it one more time. Black women are the most unalived race of women in the United States. They are the most ex-trafficked. They are the most abused. Everything that is bad and as far as mistreatment of women is surrounded by black women. It's black women. And every time, I would say 90+% of the time, those crimes and violent acts are being enacted by a black man. So instead of you coming up here saying, hey, y'all, I understand as a black man, a lot of us have been doing this, that, and the third. I understand that. You come up to call it hatred. When y'all be talking about baby mamas and y'all are upset that y'all have to pay $35 a week in child support, I don't ever hear any of y'all talking about hatred. Y'all just expressing yourself. Y'all just telling the truth. But anytime anybody says anything to y'all, there's a problem. Exactly like China Ming says, accountability to y'all equals hate. And the reason why it equals hate to y'all is because no one holds you accountable of anything at all. No one holds you accountable. Everybody makes excuses for you. It's the same reason why if y'all go out there and y'all join a G and y'all start pew-pewing up everywhere, y'all start robbing everybody, and then y'all end up going to prison for the rest of y'all life at 19, everybody says, oh, he couldn't help it. He couldn't help it. He was a good boy. He just didn't listen. It's his mama's fault. But then when a black girl does something, she has a child too young or something like that, then it's all her fault. No one ever holds you accountable for anything, which is why you feel like accountability equals hatred. Please do better. Please do better and understand that I don't care about anything that you have to say. The fact that that was the first thing that will come out of your mouth is crazy. Now, normally I would take your picture and tear you to pieces, but I'm not even going to do that because I don't even think you're worth it. I don't even think you're worth it to get my roasting. Okay? Just get out of here. Um, Anyway, this lady, I just want y'all to know the lady that was up here, Loner. I've never talked to this lady before in my life. She said that she heard my lives before, but I've never seen her. I've never heard her. I remember most of the people that come in a lot. Um, I don't know her. So I'm not for sure what was up, but she dropped. I did not drop her. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that it was really weird. You know what I'm saying? That she just brought up public offender and Shannon and all that. Because I will tell y'all this real quick, and then I'm going to let Supervillain speak. I'm going to give y'all some tea right now, some exclusive tea. I have had black women use
Yes,
me.
give us the tea.
Yeah, I'm about to give y'all some tea. I've had some black women use me and try to sick me on some black male creators, some panderers, all the while knowing that they do not like me. They do not respect me. And they don't really like my platform. You know what I'm saying? And once I called them out on it, they disappeared. I never saw any of these ladies again because that's exactly what they did. And so my thing is that I'm no longer being drug into beef with these black male panderers. If you used to like them and now you mad, I don't care. Leave me alone. I'm not about to go and go in and make videos about these men because if you didn't have your discernment on to know that these men were full of it and that they were only doing it so that they could get cash apps, it's crazy. Because I will tell you, several black women have used me as an attack dog against those exact men that we're talking about and then played me right after. Played me right after, and I'm just no longer doing it. Like now, if I know you, like T Scorpio, Coach T, Gabrielle, supervillain, of course, and a whole bunch of other women that I see and rock with and talk to a lot, if they say, hey man, something happened, such and such, can you use your platform to address it? I absolutely would, without a hesitation, because I know who really be rocking with me. I would totally do it. But if I don't never see you, I ain't never heard from you, you ain't never talked to me, and I see you, but I see you every day in these men's platforms, modding for them, mammying for them, muling for them, and then now they make you mad. You want to go ahead and try to come at me after that? It's like, nah. I can't get with that. Period. Because why are you trusting these men in the first place? Why in 2025, why are you trusting black men that you don't know? I don't understand it. Unless you know that man personally, you need to look at him like he's an op. And it's really just that simple. Because everybody knows that lying to black women is a very lucrative job to have. It's very lucrative. You're going to get a lot of money. All you got to do is say, and actually, I would take that back. It's lucrative most of the time if you're a man. If you're a man, it's you gonna get all type of money from black women. All you gotta come and do is say, baby girl, I care about you. I care about the black women's struggle. I see you black women suffering. Oh, I care. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I got a white wife. Oh, excuse me. Becky, get back in that bathroom. Becky, you're not supposed to show yourself. They're not supposed to know that I'm with you. Huh, get back there. Now, you know what? Let me get back to talking about how I love my black queens. I love my black queen's hair. I love your kinky hair. I love your wide nose. I love your unambiguously black features, black queen. I sure do. I sure do. Uh-huh. Then you go to his following list and he's only following white tees and white tea Latinas and Asians. Please get out of here. If you are still falling for this grift in 2025, I can't feel sorry for you. Like, I find it very difficult to feel sorry for you and want to do anything. Like, for real. And also it goes with the same thing. If you go on a platform with a black person and they are centering white people and they let white people speak and they let white people give their perspective on black issues, you should already know that you're in enemy territory. Honestly. I know I see public offender with white tea people, white tea men in there, like, ew. Like, why are you having a discussion? I'm not trying to be racist. I'm not racist. I love everyone. But what I'm saying is certain things are not meant. We have to gatekeep and keep our circle tight on certain things. So what in the world why are you having conversations about the black community with white tea people? Are you kidding? Are you dumb? Like, do you think that certain demographics, like the Shmuish people, would ever have a panel where they discuss things that were going on in their community and said, hey, let's get the black people's thoughts on this? Or would they say, we don't care what the black people think? Huh? So you've already lost. Like, I just don't understand. It's so many different things that go down when you're trying to vet somebody, they should have a checklist, right? Of what makes you believe that they're real or not. And I truly believe a lot of black women, y'all are not using checklists. Y'all are just, if somebody say something to tickle your ears, then you're all on board. You're like, oh, yes, he said everything I'm loving to hear. I know he said everything he loved that you love to hear because he's going to manipulate you or because she's going to manipulate you. But I'm done off my soapbox. Coach T, go ahead, sis. You waited so long.
Oh no, you good, Trigger. I just love being in the company of intelligent, empathetic, kind women who are forward thinking and who have discernment and insight and foresight and hindsight. And we're able to make good decisions because that's really what it's going to come down to when it comes to being able to spot these predators online or offline. I was just having a conversation with one of my cousins about the major difference in people who are seeking to harm you is in their approach. Some of them, it's the same thing as the SWs and their managers. Some of them are what are called gorillas, and they rough with you. They gonna knock you around a little bit. And then some of them is more of the Romeo type. They can pretend like they your boyfriend. They gonna pretend like they love you and care about you and still have you out on that corner making that money. So it's definitely important that, like you said, Start making checklists. Start building profiles. Y'all talk about vet. No, start building profiles. Do your algebraic sums. Do all your pluses and minuses, and be checking into these men. And every time he do something or don't do something, make sure you add that to the file. I'm gonna file that one away. Like, oh, you said that. That's different. That seems odd to me. It's just like you said, Trigger. I think you said either earlier or on another live about how women be ignoring red flags, and we do because we don't take into account that all of those small little things add up over time. It's not gonna be one day he nice to you and then the next day all of a sudden he just knocking you upside your head. That's not how it works. It's a progression. He's testing you. It's gonna be little things, like he lies about little things. Like, I met a guy who lied about his age. I'm good on you. Like, you want to lie about how old you are? I'm so good on you. Don't even worry about it. That told me everything I already need to know about you. So as you're finding out these little things, they start adding up. You be like, oh, okay, yeah, you're deranged. Yeah, something is not right about you. And even if a man is saying something that you like to hear and you think that he's talking to you, I have a video about this on my page. Women will listen to men speak and think that men are talking to them. Even if men are saying, well, women should, or I think women, or the woman, they not talking to you. They're talking to other men. They're using their own coded language to let other men know, hey guys, wink, wink. They like when you say this. Or look at all the women in the comments, they gonna like when you say this, or like when you do this. Or, if you're a man and you have this perspective, then the women will like it. But men are never talking to women or about women. They're always talking about themselves or about other men. And they're always going to be in a perspective or the position of the man. They can never give you a point of view for the woman, because they just cannot put themselves in your shoes. They cannot see the world through your eyes. So it doesn't make any sense to listen to them. Now, can you use them, or can you I don't even want to say allies. I don't even think ally is a good word. Can you use men for what value they have in your life? Absolutely. If a man is willing to say your message without you saying it, oh, absolutely. Do I trust you though? Absolutely not. No. I'm just going to use your voice and use your platform to spew what I want you to say. But am I going to be sending you money? Hell no, I'm not going to send you no money. Am I going to be sharing your video? No, I'm not going to be doing none of that. But you going to say what I want you to say? Go ahead and keep saying it. And tell your other men friends to keep saying it. But I don't trust you. I don't trust you farther than I could spit on you. You can't believe nothing that they say. You can't really even believe nothing that they do, because they be acting and pretending. But yeah, at this point, we halfway through 2025. AI, machine learning, all type of stuff is going on. Women have to get better at discernment and making decisions and being about you and what you need. Stop trying to depend on these men to do anything for you. If he's not adding value to your life, he's costing you something. And those are the type of assessments that we have to start making.
All right. Coach T, I definitely agree with you for sure. I think that that's the best thing that we can do. And I always think, I think it's good when we give each other practical solutions. Let me go over here to Supervillain, because Supervillain wants to speak.
Yes, thank you, Triggered. I first want to say, because it's always going to be about the platform and your platform specifically before my ego. So if you allow me, I just want to take the chance to apologize to Loner, because it seems like she is here for a reason, and she was in the middle of expressing herself as a black woman, and I interrupted her, and that was wrong. Triggered, I'm not above reproach. I'm a mean woman, but I love black women at the end of the day. So I'm gonna have to just take the L on that one and apologize. I also want to apologize for interrupting your flow, because I know you run a tight mother effing ship over here. So I'm sorry for that. I was reactionary when I should have been just waited my turn. So I just want to throw you that love, Triggered, as well. Um, I wanted to say something to the prompt specifically, before all that drama, but I do want to say, what triggered me specifically was that, and it's not to loners specifically, it's in general, especially when it comes to platforms like Publix. I was upset because a lot of black women go over there and mule, and it's not like this man hides that he has a white tea wife or hides his stance. And they go over there anyway and build his platform and mule. And then he says something they don't like, which happens with every single one of these male creators, by the way. And then the energy is not the part that I get upset is because Trig, you don't know. I shout out your platform and T's platform anytime I get because I know what y'all about. And the traffic still doesn't move over here. They just wait for the next male creator instead of coming over here and creating traffic or and I'm not going to say muling but building up platforms. Like Trig's platform should be bigger than what it is. She's doing mother's nature's work, and that's when I get upset. So that's why I was upset, triggered. So please forgive me for that. You know I love you. I hit you on the back end. Specifically the prompt, we were saying earlier how we can combat the abuse online. Now, I always want black women to stay safe, and it's always about the misinformation for me. Again, I could care less what a nignog think about me. They out here doing it with monitor lizards. But we do have to correct the misinformation that they spew all the time. I do not suggest going to their platforms because the support is support, whether it's negative or positive. But on things like posts where we see something that's negative towards black women, instead of fighting, going back and forth, which I have a hard time doing myself, so I'm gonna try to practice what I preach. Let's write something negative. Like if they say so and so about a black woman, we'll be like, you know what? That's not my experience. I love black women, and list 100 reasons why you love a black woman. Turn a negative post into a positive post through the comments. We can do simple things like that. It may not seem like something huge, but if we all participate, eventually it will grow big. Another big thing we can do is whenever, like, we're not going to patronize these terrible men's platforms, but whenever they come around and the host allows them up, we will leave the room immediately. We will not support a room that hosts somebody that we know is a predator or is hateful of black women. Simple things like that is something that we can do to really turn the tide around. But a huge thing I'm always gonna be, if we see a negative post, me and TB windmilling in these people's posts, by the way. But instead of going on back and forth, just make it a positive post. List 100 things why the post is wrong. List 100 things why you love a black woman. That's it for now. I yield. Thank you.
All right, all right, all right. I definitely think that's also really good, like really good ideas. And I'll just say, like I said, I think Loner's still in here. Just wanted to say, like, you said that you've been around here before, but I've never seen you. But I'll just say, if anything came off the wrong way on my part, I apologize as well. I just have like a certain thing about like those people because I always feel like just it's just kind of like what supervillain was saying is that only people bring them up, not saying you though, but I just in my previously before I've had women bring them up to me, but they have been very very staunch protectors and defenders of them until they do something they don't like. Then all of a sudden they understand the other side point of view, you know what I mean? And even with that, like public offender, like him saying that um what did he say that black women oppress T women? That's such an insane and disgusting, statement. I don't even understand how he has any black women that, support him moving forward after that. Like the man is just a delusional scarecrow. Like honestly, he really looks like you know what he gives me? Have you ever seen like those old like straw brooms that you can get? Like the brooms that are made of just straw? Like he looks like he's made of straw for some reason. You know what I'm saying? Like he gives very much a straw broom made of just the white, them white straw pieces. I don't know. Or what is it, kind of golden? I think they're like golden straw pieces. I don't know. He just gives me very much dehydrated. Like he needs to drink like one of those big gallons of water that you keep in the ones, where they have like the little lines on it to tell you how much you're drinking for the day. He looks like he needs to have like two of those. He always perpetually looks like that, you know? And then, like Shannon, controversial Shannon, because I don't mind saying his name. I ain't scared. He looked like he like don't wash behind his ears. And he looked like, his wife might like lift up his testicles and they might have a little stink to him. You know, not a very heavy stink, but just like a stink. You know, like a
Triggered.
little stench.
Please.
Damn much. It's too much.
Cause he always bring up his wife, and it's just like, you know what? I think it's something wrong with her too, because she looked like, you know, that she would smell the little stench and she would know it and her nose would curl up a little bit, but she would just keep doing what she was doing and ignore it, you know? So, and that's led him to believe that he's okay, you know? I don't know. Like, stop.
Showing a red flag right there.
Oh my goodness. Let me stop. I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm doing way too much. Let me start up here. Okay, I'm about to end this live because I'm getting out of control. All right, I'm gonna let everybody speak though again before I get out of here. I'm clearly losing. I'm becoming emotionally unregulated, just like the men that I'm talking about. I gotta stop. Gabrielle, I'm gonna start up at the top with you, and then go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, yeah, thanks again for flaming me up. I don't remember who it was who mentioned discernment, but I really do agree that that's, the key in all of this. Like, I don't, like, none of these, like, male creators, I've never really heard of them. They do not come across my For You page, thankfully, but I really do think it is important to not really pay these guys attention, especially when it comes to like going on their panels or giving them clicks or views. Like, I really do think that they just feed off of, getting energy and clicks and attention from women. And I just really do think that in 2025, if you have like male centered women or pick me women who are still following these guys, I just think that they're going to have to learn the hard way, because it's like what else do you need? Like, there are men like openly on the internet, like they're not even hiding it. Like, I was on like this platform on TikTok yesterday watching an entire video of a man, and he had like a whiteboard out of saying like, oh, you say this to women, you do this and that. So it's like, if a woman is still following these like male panderers or abusive BMs online, or any abusive men period online, or any kind of male panderer, then I don't even know what to say. Like, they're just going to have to learn the hard way, unfortunately. But I do agree with everyone in this panel who is saying that, these guys should not be listened to, or in their, whatever they have to say about BW should not be valued in any way.
All right. I appreciate you, Gabrielle. You know, it's always good to hear from you. Always. You always give a good, intelligent take. All right, let me go down here to Vernell. Vernell, she got her screen blacked out, so I'm not for sure if she might be doing something. Vernell, you there? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna move forward. I'm gonna go to Miss T Scorpio. Hey.
Hey. Yeah, like, it's funny. I was gonna mention about those so-called panders too. I was gonna say, those men are dangerous as well. I don't trust male platforms that have a bunch of women there, especially speaking about men, because the first thing I think about, you trying to get some booty cheeks. I'm just saying, they're trying to get some booty and they trying to get some money out of women. Those are the first two things that come in my mind, because there was a bunch of them that have these little platforms talking about men, and then all of a sudden they have a crash out because some woman rejected them, and then a whole nother personality comes out. I've been saying that for the longest. If you want to see a real a man, how he reveal himself, put him in front of a woman he don't like, and his real personality will come out. And that's what happened to all of those panderers that I was listening to. That happened with Public, with Shannon, and I'm sitting there observing how they handle women that they don't like, and I go, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like how the way y'all handle women that y'all don't like. It's not like y'all be mature about it and say, you know what, I'm not gonna abuse you. I'm not gonna do this and blah blah blah, because I understand you don't trust men. So what I'm gonna do is just distance myself. You have a good day. I won't say anything bad about you. No, that's never their reaction. Their reaction is to belittle them, degrade them, humiliate them, and I'm not going for that, especially when your boy Shannon had a whole crash out calling women bees, and he still got a room full of 200 people, mostly women. And the women that were there that heard him call these women bees are still there on the panel. And I'm like, yeah, it really makes me a little bit agitated when I see women that's supposed to be intelligent, you know, want to sit there and go on these other platforms and battle these other toxic men talking about they're abusive, but you are modding and supporting an abusive man yourself. You're just like these pick-me's and these mammies we be talking about. You're just a feminist pick-me. You're a feminist mammy. That's all you are. You're sitting up in there, going to platform and platform telling women how they need to use their discernment and jump with the first red flag. But meanwhile, these dudes are throwing 100 red flags and y'all are ignoring it. At this point, you're not blind. You're willfully blind. You're willfully ignorant at this point. And it's sad to see. It's sad, but it's not sad to see that even the most intelligent women don't have discernment. Even the most intelligent women I see on TikTok don't have real discernment. And that's the sad part. The women that I deem to be intelligent women, you know, that I said that they were intelligent women, you know, and I don't know if it's the purpose of wanting to be liked, wanting to be accepted. I remember there was a mutual mind that said, oh, we need men on our side. We're going to need men on our corners. And I was a little bit shocked because it's the same one that says, stop birthing your oppressors. We don't need men, but then say that we're going to need men on our corner. That confuses me. That confuses me a lot, you know, so... Yeah, with that being said, I do want women to be a little bit more smarter and don't let your ego and your pride get the best of you and try to battle these dudes on their turf, because all it's going to do is going to make you look like a fool. Now you're stressing yourself, and you don't need that stress over some dusty that you're never going to see outside of the internet. You don't let these dusties stress you out, and you're never going to see them. They gonna log off on TikTok and log back on TikTok 5 o'clock at night as if they punching in the damn clock at work. Because a lot of these men, this is their source of income. That's another thing we have to also understand. Clickbait, rage bait is their source of income, because a lot of these dudes do not have jobs. So they will come up with all kinds of prompts to get someone to jump on their platform and gift them and tap the screen and cash app them. I never came across any of these dudes' platform. When I click on their profile, their cash app is at the bottom. Their cash app is always there. And it's not like they saying push the message out there to help. It's always support your boy. Yeah, that sound like to me you need to get your bills paid. Everybody want to be a Kevin Samuels. Everybody want to be a Tommy Sotomayor. All these dudes always want to get viral saying the most horrendous things about women, and specifically black women. And I really do believe it's something about ignoring them and don't entertain them is really going to leave them in shambles, because men don't support men like that, at least not for long. So, and the way I'm also looking at it is that when these dudes be like, what's my girl T said right there, Coach T said that they be talking to other men. I believe that. I also believe a lot of these dudes y'all already know how I feel about this. Majority, a lot of dudes that we arguing with on the internet or down low anyways. They're on the down low. They really want a man, or they probably really do have a man. When these men be talking about, I'm married, I'm married. I got a question: is it a man, or is a man, or just a man in a dress? You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you know, I believe just like how we look at our girl Princella, she's trying to entice the female audience by saying leave men alone and come over here to women to try to get all the women. That's how I feel about the men. The men are telling these men, leave these women alone and come over here so I can treat you good. Come over here to me, boy. These women ain't it. You really don't like vagina. Vagina's ugly. Vagina stinks. These women are horrible. When I saw a platform, real quick trigger, when I saw a platform, a dude prompt talking about how women got stinky vaginas, one of the first things that came to my mind was this: oh, okay, I bet doo-doo smells better. I bet doo-doo smells better to you than a vagina, because I never came across a heterosexual man who, like women, have a problem with a woman's odor unless she is a smelly woman, unless you are throwing off her pH balance. There is no reason why these women vaginas should be stinking, especially if y'all in a monogamous relationship. You are the one throwing off her pH balance. We all know men are nasty. You mean to tell me, just like my girl coach, like my girl supervillain be saying, y'all can't even trust an apple pie next to you, but a stinky vagina is the one that is gonna make y'all say, I'm out? No, I don't believe it. Y'all having sex
Yeah.
with turkeys, with monitor lizards, with the orangutans, with farm animals, but a stinky vagina is the one that's gonna make you call it quits. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe no real heterosexual man got a problem with a woman's odor. And just real quick, I finally saw the movie Sinners. Finally last night. And when homie had girl in the closet and she said, I did not wash up. I stink. I walked here and I'm dancing. I just want to taste you. That is what men do. That's exactly what hetero men who like women do. I don't care. I want it. Yes. Yes. So to have these men talking about, oh, your women vagina stink, that's because you like the smell of balls. And I land right there.
All right. Well, I think that is a heck of a thing to land on. Okay, but I did want to piggyback real quick off a couple of things that you said. I will tell you, when I realized that there were, and this is probably gonna be like, I don't know, you know me, I try not to get like too messy on TikTok because I'm not about to be going back and forth with people that aren't in my real life, because my real life is like really pretty chill. So what I look like getting this mad about somebody virtually, I feel like that's crazy. So I don't really mind, saying certain things, but I try my best to stay out of messiness. But today I'm going to say a couple things. So I'll say this first. Shannon, controversial Shannon. I realized that there was something wrong with a lot of Black women when all of the drama happened back when, all that drama happened with me and everything, a Black woman being in the panel, right? And asking why controversial Shannon did not protect them. Like, why didn't you protect me as a Black man? Why didn't you protect me? Why didn't you protect me? Why didn't you protect Black women? I thought that it was wild that a Black woman, she sounded like an intelligent Black woman. I thought it was wild that she would expect protection from a random Black man when the majority or the collective of Black women cannot get protection from the collective of Black men. And it's never happened. They never have been collectively protected, have been used and abused and all of these other things. So why would you ask that man, and why would you think that he would do it? Number two, why would you trust the man, once again, with a ponytail puff as a grown adult male to protect you? You think that he looks like he's the type of man that's doing some protecting? I don't think so. He's not even giving you protector in the way he's presenting himself. I thought that was very, 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 very weird. And even when it came to public offender, I noticed that there was a specific woman. She used to follow me, right? She got mad at me. I don't even know why she got mad at me. I think it was some panel that I had about women and how women, there are a lot of confusing feminists out in the world. But before I get into what I think a confusing feminist is, I'll say that this lady's name, I don't know if y'all know who she is, because I don't mind name dropping. I don't care what you're going to do to me. Her name is, I think, KGMR or something like that. Like when I look at her panel, she's like light skinned. I never really clicked on her profile totally, but she's very long winded and always have something to say. And I seen her attack several Black women in defense of a white man, which is already deranged. You've already lost. Like, you've already lost your mind. If I look and I see you attacking Black women for a white man, I don't care if the Black women are in the wrong or not. I don't care if they in the right. I don't care if they in the wrong. I don't care what is going on. For you as a Black woman to sit there and attack Black women for a white man, you deserve to go to a braider and have her take your edges out. I hope that when you take down your braids that your edges is gone and you look like the dude from In Living Color, the Fire Marshal Bill. That's what I hope, because what is wrong with you? Why would you do that? You need to learn the lesson, because what are you doing? But that lady, she's a disturbed woman. I have blocked her every time I see her. I sometimes have seen her on like panels with other people that I have not had blocked. And when I see her on other people panels and she be engaging with them, I block the people. Cause I be like, you know what? The fact that this lady feel comfortable talking to you, some ain't right with you either. And I just block them. But I don't know if y'all know who I'm talking about. Her name is KGMR or something like that. And she definitely be deep with public offender, I think. And she's one of them ones that T was talking about. They swear they hate men so much. They swear they talk about fight the patriarchy this, fight the patriarchy that, but love to be up under a man and love to be up under a man that will tell them what their experiences in life are. Weird, weird, weird. And she is also the perfect example of what I'm talking about, a confusing feminist, because they will get on here, just like T said, and say, don't birth their oppressors. Don't birth your oppressors. Men are so evil. You can't trust men. Every man is all men until no man. Can't no man tell me what to do. But they will let a black male panderer tell them what to do. They will let a G-man tell them what to do. And they will let a T-woman tell them what to do. They'll let the T-woman tell them what feminism is, what it ain't, what having a vagina is. They'll tell you, hey, look, I'll tell you how to clean that vagina, how to clean that labia. Excuse me, you don't even have one. How are you telling me how to clean? It's really crazy. Like, those confusing feminists are very, very weird to me, because it's either a man or it ain't. It's really just that simple. So either you cool with me and telling you what to do, or you not. It's really just that simple. And for me, I'm not cool with a man in any form telling me what to do. Like, and it's really just that simple. And I don't mean that to hate on anybody. Everybody has their rights to do whatever they want to with their body. Everybody has the right to choose whatever orientation and things that they want to do. It's not that. But I do feel like it's very weird to demonize men, right? But then to feel like a man is safe and he won't do anything to you because he takes D. What? You know what I'm saying? These same women will let these G-men call them fish, say vagina is stinky, and all of this other stuff. And I will tell you a perfect example. I was disgusted by this. I saw this viral video. It's on TikTok too, of this G-man, and he's saying that how much vaginas stink, right? And all I see is a whole bunch of women underneath his post like, well, yeah, sometimes we can be stinky and sometimes we can be this, that, and the third. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what? Come again? So vaginas stink, but pussy don't? Like a whole butthole with poop coming out of it is not stinky? Okay, all right. Let's play them type of games if you want. So like I said, I be real tired of the hypocrisy. Like the hypocrisy and the delusion with all of this. And women actually being enforcers for men. Because that's exactly what they are. They are enforcers, because the men, they feel like they gonna look crazy if they come at the women and say something bad to them or call them out their name. So they use women to do it. They use the women to be the enforcers. So the women come and call another woman a B word or say she don't like her or try to attack her or try to get her page shut down. You know what I'm saying? It's like very weird and very disgusting. And I'm just tired of it. And I see it all the time, but like I said, with the black women, because I don't want to be going against black women, I really try not to do that unless you do something that really, really send me somewhere. I try not to do it. I just be blocking these ladies, but hopefully y'all know what I'm talking about. I know y'all know who this lady is, but I don't know if I said her name correctly, but she's definitely an enforcer and always got something to say and always just talking. And talking and they ain't talking about nothing. Like, I don't mind hearing you talk, but at least be talking about something. Anyway, okay, I'll let Coach T speak and then I'll go to Supervillain. And then I'll wrap it up.
Yeah, y'all better watch the godders. Don't let the godders get you. Okay? They out here, they lurking, they coming as allies and friends. I had to give my daughter a history lesson and run it down for her about, she was asking me, well, why did our Caucasian cousins come and do all of those mean things to us? Like, why didn't we fight back? I said, well, for one, we did fight back. That's number one. Don't get it twisted, but we didn't go out like that. But for two, they didn't come in with the pew pews blazing. They didn't come in saying, yo, that's nice, run that. They came in as friends. They came in very friendly. They ingratiated themselves into our spaces. They came in and they pretended to be allies, and they performed all of these little acts, and they made us feel good about welcoming them in and accepting them as friends. And then once we had put our guards down, they completely took advantage and massacred and desecrated us as a people, but definitely women specifically, view the story through the lens as a woman. Women specifically, that was our experience of people coming in and pretending to be friends and oh, I'll be your husband, being married off to somebody like, oh yeah, this is gonna be my husband. We got him. No, they're gonna sell you into slavery and enslavement. They're going to subjugate you. They're going to co-opt you. They're going to take your identity from you and give you a whole new identity and then look at you like you're crazy. So just be careful with who you allow into not just your physical space, but into your mental and your heart space. Be careful with whose ideas, whose thoughts, whose voices, and whose beliefs you so quickly take on and be like, oh yeah, that's me. Women have to start being more, not just self-centered, but self-reliant. We have to start being more analytical, being more hypercritical. Be all of the things that they tell you that you are. Really be those things and see how your life improves. Men are all about performing and I'm going to wear the mask and I'm going to do this and I'm going to pretend to be nice. That's why they always need us smiling at them and talking to them and pretending like we want to be on them. No. If you're going to perform, but don't believe your own hype. It's all a tool. Don't start believing that you're the person that you're pretending and you're performing to be. If you're going to perform, it needs to be used as a tool to protect yourself or protect other women or to protect your children. Don't be out here performing for men thinking that they love you and they care about you, because they don't. They don't care nothing about that. You should always be figuring out what you can get from them. Do the least amount of work for the most amount of return on your investment. Don't be out here trusting and believing in them. Like that's just not smart. And like you was saying, Trigger, like they give themselves away. Like you have to do an assessment. Like it don't make sense. Like why would I listen to a man who comes on the internet with a puffball? Like why would I listen to you? Like it doesn't make any sense. And you can start in your everyday, day-to-day waking life. Practical. I'm all about practical solutions. Be practical. And with the men in your everyday life, stop co-opting they bullshit. They BS. I'm sorry. Stop listening to them. Stop seeking them out for advice. I know there's a big community, or there was a big push on the internet for women women, y'all need to ask men what they point of view or their opinion. Y'all got to start listening to men. No, don't ask them nothing, because they don't know. They're performing and they believe in adhering to bro code or guy code. Don't listen to nothing that they got to say, okay? Be careful out here. People who showing up and pretending like they your friends. They pretending like, oh yeah, I believe the same things that you believe. Oh look, we the same skin color. Oh, we have the same experiences. But are we like-minded? Are we alike in our minds? Are we alike in our hearts? Are we alike in what our goals are and the things that we want to do? And if not, then I'm not interested. And even so, some days I just might not be in the mood. But anyway, I digress from that. But yeah, y'all women, y'all have to start being more careful, because the consequences are much more dire for us now. And the FO phase is upon us, and we are in the middle of it. So be careful with who you're aligning yourself with, who you're giving your energy, your time, and especially your money to. Come on now, get on your Zoom.
All right. I definitely appreciate that, Coach T, and I agree with everything that you had to say. Pops on the move. Look, you have you have an AI picture of of a bald-headed avatar, which means that you don't have a look of hair on your head in real life, because you can't even fantasize having hair. I don't know why you're in here instead of making your local appointment with the hair club for men or going to Turkey, you know what I'm saying, to get them plugs in. But please get up out of here. All right, let me block you, because Pop's on the move. You about to be on the move. Right up out of here. Goodbye. Have a great day. Okay, go ahead, supervillain. See. Oh, is that turn here? You there, supervillain?
Sorry, I don't know why my mic. It betrays me sometimes. I'm not gonna keep it too long. Triggered, you definitely did Mother Nature's work today. I just want to shout out to my black women because at the end of the day, I'm always going to be about my beautiful black women. Like I said before, we can fight this. For every negative post you see about black women, we should be commenting at least 10 positive things and changing the narrative. We're going to tell our own stories. Of course, do it safely. I also encourage, as a misandrist that I am, triggered, engaging in 15 minutes of misandry or being mean to men is very therapeutic. So if you can't hit the 10 comments goal in complimenting black women, at least try to do the 15 minutes of being mean to men. Of course, do it safely. I'm always going to advocate for your safety. And I just want to thank Trig for creating this space. We don't have another place where we can be us and just be as black women. I also want to remind black women that the happiest person I know, the best person I know, the funniest person I know, the smartest person I know, so on and so forth, is a black woman, and these are all different types of black women. So when I hear vitriol coming from specifically the men against black women, I honestly feel a little bit bad for them because if you can feel that way about a black woman, that means you have never experienced the goodness of a black woman in your life. And I feel bad. I mean, that shit would make me bitter too. Everything I know is attached to a black woman that is good in my life. So for those who are not experiencing that, I don't know what to tell them, but it's good over here. I'm gonna always be on a black woman's side. Outside of that, thank you again, Triggered, and I'm gonna yield there. I hope y'all all have a great and wonderful rest of your day.
All right, all right. I appreciate you, supervillain. All right, it's always good to hear your perspectives. I think that every lady that is right up here on the panel right now, you guys are so intelligent and so well spoken, and y'all open my eyes to even more, different thoughts and different perspectives that, a lot of times I haven't even considered, and they be accurate. And I think that's why it's always good to have counsel, which in my opinion, when I say counsel, I mean you have a lot of perspectives and ideologies and ideas, not just your own. That way you can grow, because if you only just keep what you thinking, then you're just going to stay stagnant. You got to have other thoughts as well. I did want to say something else, but about what we should do with men too, but I'll let T Scorpio speak. Go ahead, sis.
I don't know if y'all mentioned this yet. I was busy. I'm giving him a little wash up. $50, and she want to go out. Listen, she young. It's okay. So anywho, I was just gonna point out that it's funny how all of us are sitting here on this panel and we all got difference of opinion. We all got different views of how we view women, and specifically black women's liberation. But have anyone noticed how we can all sit on a panel and not be mad at each other? We not argumentative. We're not arguing. Every time we on Triggs Live, we can say our difference of opinion and no one takes it personally. Yes, there's going to be gray areas that we're not going to agree with 100%, but we all on one solid goal, that we want black women to be better, we want black women to be treated better, and we want black women to love themselves. That is the whole point. It's okay to have a difference of opinion. It's okay to the reason why I'm mainly bringing it up, because like people will think just because like I don't disagree, just because I don't agree, or people don't agree with me, that I got some like beef with you or something. No, I don't have no beef. You have that right. How I'm gonna sit up here and say I'm about black women's liberation and then get down your throat because you don't agree with me? I'm not a bully. I'm not going to say how you have to agree with me. If anything, what I have is a strong opinion. I would humbly, publicly say my disagreements and why certain things does not make any sense. But hey, you know what? It's your right to practice. But there some ideas that a lot of our sisters are pushing that are dangerous? Yes. Now that's the one where I would say absolutely not. It's not that I disagree with it. It's also 100% false. Like when they think that G men are our allies. No, they're not. G men can be misogynistic as well. G men don't can not like women either. And it's really just, it's so annoying when they do deem a man to be safe, like you said, just because he take D, that oh, he could be amongst us and he could be as misogynistic as he can be and nobody points them out. Just like the CIS word, you have a problem, you don't have no problem being called that by a man in a dress, but you got a problem being called female. And female have always been a medical term that we have been called. But yet y'all find that to be offensive, but y'all don't have no problem being called a CIS to accommodate a mentally ill man. A mentally ill man that wants to call himself a woman. Y'all have no problem accommodating that. But you got a problem if a man was to call y'all female. It just doesn't make any sense. And I'm starting to see why feminist movement, it looks like a joke. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It looks like a joke. Because like all the ideologies are all based off emotions and not based off logic. I understand that a feminist movement is usually is actually like political or even a social movement. And I notice a lot of things that a majority of time is catering to men. And like I said, it double talks himself. Just like I saw a panel real quick said that man and woman can be friends, but yet don't we talk about every day how the men is closest proximity to you is dangerous to you? How can we sit up here and say how men and women can be friends? It doesn't matter the gender. We can be friends and not a platonic relationship and not a sexual relationship, but yet we say all the time how dangerous men are. The closest man to you, your husband, you in danger with your husband because he's the closest man to you. So how can we get up on a platform and say these things? Now you are misleading women again, and that is dangerous.
Yeah.
You know how like it doesn't make any sense. Like I said, I can see why the feminist movement is a joke. I could see why the feminist movement is a joke. I really could. I really can see it. You know, and it's sad that like me and Supervillain talking on the back end, like we're not even damn near comfortable calling ourselves feminists because of what to be associated with stuff that's illogical. That's all I gotta say for now. And
Okay.
I'm happy. Thank you, Trigger, for allowing us to express ourselves and everything. Even though I do say the same thing on my platform, but it's still, like I said, I don't know. At this point, I'm being confused. What their message is at this point.
Okay. All right. All right. I got you. I got you. Of course. And you can always express yourself. Y'all always can. Uh, So yeah, yeah. And I will always make sure that this is a safe space for Black women and a safe space for Black women alone. I do allow men to come up sometimes, but most of the time it's just for comedic relief or entertainment or just for me to roast them. I very rarely do because most of the times any Black men that want to come up and speak on my platform are already on a bad type of time. And all I do is reciprocate and return their energy. So yeah, so I just want y'all to know I'm never really caring too much about what they say, but I do think that y'all probably enjoy, when I get on them. But this is what I wanted to say before I go, is that what I really do believe is that I do think, the world likes to tell Black women the actual opposite of what they are, because people will tell Black women that they're, masculine, they are angry, evil, rude, mean, nasty, all of these things. But when it comes down to it, people will in some other way with their actions expose that their words mean nothing, which I say all the time is that you cannot trust a person's, normally I direct it towards men, but really it goes to men and women, that you cannot trust a person's words, but you can trust their actions. And the world's actions speak that they really do believe that Black women are all of that, which is the reason why people ask for Black women's labor, Black women's voice, Black women to watch their kids. When people had that whole viral thing of, oh, when I'm in trouble, or if I see somebody, go to a Black woman and this, that, and the third. And I really do think that Black women are very, very nice and very, very forgiving. and even very forgiving and lenient towards black men, which is why, to bring it in full circle and why I did this live, is why there are so many ashy, broke, uneducated, dusty black men that get on these lives with their full faces in the video, either living at home with their mom or their grandma, live streaming from a couch that's covered in plastic, or in a basement, or in their studio apartment where they're sleeping on an air mattress, or how they look absolutely grotesque like a member of a horror movie, like DJ academics that have the nerve and the audacity to talk about the way a black woman looks, because we do not be real enough with black men about who and why they are, and who they are, why they are, how they are, what they're doing. We don't do it. I think that if more women took my approach when they go in these spaces with these men, if y'all want to talk to them, say, hey, sir, you got a felony, you got a criminal record. You're actually nothing and nobody. You're worthless. Look at you. Or look at you, sir. Your gut is hanging over your genitals. When is the last time you saw your genitalia, sir? You know what I'm saying? Or they say, hey, you know what? You got a puffball on the top of your head. Ain't nobody looking at you like you're no type of protector. But, let me see your bank account. Where did you go to school? Oh, you dropped out in 6th grade? You uneducated bum. So many times black women spend our time uplifting black men and making them feel like there's something, which has breeded this entitlement and this delusion where they do not live in reality about the type of man that they are. Truthfully, that's the reason why somebody like Cartel Samuels can be written on like he is a school desk, or he just looks like a human walking piece of graffiti. You know what I'm saying? Tattoos all over his face, body. Ew. Looking like a sweaty criminal. You know what I'm saying? Like, he looks like a felon. He looks like, if I saw him in person, like, I would run across the street, clutching my purse and trying to reach into my crossbody bag to hurry up and get my blick. You know what I'm saying? But this man feels very entitled to make lives about black women. This man was actually able to attract a black woman, which I find to be terrifying. So that's what I mean. Black women, we got to stop doing this. We got to stop doing this. We have to. I'm not of the person that says, oh, you can't return fire with fire. The only way to push out hatred is with love. I don't believe that is necessarily the right thing to do all the time. Sometimes people need the energy that they are giving you reciprocated right back to them. They need you to return it right back to sender. And sometimes you need to do it even worse. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this live. Oh, wait a minute. I accidentally added up this one. Khadijah, did you have anything to say before I get out of here?
You know what? I'm gonna say this real quick, and then I'm not gonna keep you long. But this topic it resonates with me because we could just be online, unwarranted, unprovoked, and still be bullied out here. And my advice to a lot of us is to not even give them any attention. Treat them like they're ghosts, because it's not our responsibility to teach people anything that they don't want to be taught. These are people that don't want to be taught. They don't want to be decent human beings. And I have no intentions on trying to teach them how to behave. You know, we need to just kind of lead them out there, let them figure it out for themselves. And I just block them. Sometimes I don't even respond to them at all. I just block without a response.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I was talking about. What the whole point was, like, I don't believe that we should give them like any type of attention, as far as like going on their live panels or anything. But I
Mm-hmm.
do believe that there's nothing wrong with having a panel about what they say,
No,
and
not at
talking
all.
about it and addressing the fact that it's not true. And also just addressing the fact that the majority of them are dusty bums, because I think that very few women challenge them, which is the reason why they feel so like free to do these things, because there are so many black women that say, you know what, I ain't got time for that. You a loser. I'm living my life in real life. I'm successful. Look at you. And they just move forward. You know what I'm saying? But I think there should be a nice percentage of us that help make sure that these men get the dose of reality that they need. Make sure that these men get the dose of reality that they need and that they deserve. But no, I don't think that you should do it on their platform, because they're just going to use that as an opportunity to degrade you. And you definitely don't want to do that,
Agreed. Agreed. Okay, well, I'm gonna drop off. You ladies have a great night.
All right, you too, sis. I appreciate you, Khadija. I appreciate all the ladies that were on the panel today. I really, really, really do. I appreciate all of y'all. Y'all are so intelligent. I appreciate Gabrielle, who's still here. Appreciate you, sis. I appreciate Super Villain. I appreciate T Scorpio. Appreciate Coach T. It's always good to hear from y'all. And, y'all just always have great things to say. And I think it was some other women that came up here too. I think it was Simply Carmel came up here. Snap. I can't even, my mind is going blank right now, but I just appreciate all of y'all. And I appreciate all the black women in the chat too. That's always here. Miss Cookie, always support and appreciate you. Miss Britt, Poetic Aesthetic, of course, Special K, of course, sister. It's Miss V, Miss Good News, your B Clips. I see you a lot. Miss Mimi, China Ming, Shanice, Fanay, Just Justified, Carefree, Lottie, Butter Me Up Leor, your bestie Sheer. I see y'all a lot and I appreciate y'all so much for coming up, and I will see y'all later. And yeah, hopefully I wasn't too messy today, but sometimes you got to get a little bit messy. All right. Oh, Gabrielle, before I get out of here, did you have anything else to say? Did you want to say one thing before I go?
Oh, no. I was just listening to you. No, I don't have anything. Thank you, though.
All right, sis. All right, I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.